Hey, what's up, everybody? This is the Ain't Life Funny podcast. You now listening to Ep.2. I'm your boy Aaron, back again with a whole bunch of more deep dives into topics that I'm sure scratches everyone's minds and tintillates the senses. See, I use my big words on my podcast, my tintillations. And it's my boy Matt over here.
What's up, y'all? Aaron's using his jailhouse vocabulary there. Big words.
Hell yeah, you got to get educated no matter where you are. And then, you can catch us on all of your streaming websites here. Matt will drop you off some of our webpage information here.
Most definitely. So, guys, thanks for tuning in. You can find us on anchor.fm. If you look up ALF, Ain't Life Funny Podcast. We're on YouTube. Just look up Ain't Life Funny Podcast. Twitter at Aint Podcast, AINT Podcast. Facebook is facebook.com/ALF Podcast. We are not an ALF podcast. We're Ain't Life Funny Podcast. So sorry to anybody that's disappointed about that. Instagram, we have an Ain't Life Funny Podcast Instagram account that we're going to start updating. And we're also available to download our podcast on Castbox. You'll just have to find the Castbox channel ID and download page on one of our many pages because it's too long to read and I don't have a custom URL yet. So we're doing this ghetto. But that's all we have. We're going to be on Apple Podcasts soon. And thanks for tuning in, guys.
Man, how many people you think go out looking for ALF podcasts, bro? Like, I just feel like...
How many? Dude, there's probably like a bunch of sick fucks that are out here right now searching ALF podcasts, trying to
I just feel like ALF's time in the sun has come and went. Like, I mean, his 15 minutes been up, bro. That was like in the 80s when that came out, right? Like
you just said it. The 80s. Everyone wants to live in the 80s still. So
I guess.
They're watching now. They're watching fucking the TV was on. Wrestling was better in the 80s. I mean, the shit was just better. Everyone was all coked up. Shit was crazy.
Oh man, I gave my my fucking neighbor a ride yesterday, and he was talking about how he was born in 2001.
Oh my! That's when I graduated high school, motherfucker.
That's what I told him. That's what I told him. I was like, dude, I was like about to go to high school in like 01, dude. Like that was like my last year of 8th grade or something, I think, man. So it's just crazy, dude. Like the world is just, we old now, I guess, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm 36. I am old, so I've accepted.
That's not old, but it's just funny when you see people that can drive and you're like, motherfucker, I've been driving longer than you've been alive. Motherfucker, you just get your license. Like, do so with yourself. But speaking of how the world crazy, man, I was gonna say, man, we need to go ahead and get these people that Corona update.
That COVID update?
That breaking news. I call it that Corvid, bro. I combine them both, man.
You got that Tennessee twang now. You left LA and you got that little
shit.
Corvid, dog.
I think it's funny that people be trying to put my accent to places because, like, I remember when I was in DC one time, I told everybody I was going to move to LA, and they were like, I said something like word to somebody when they were like, oh, damn, you are from LA. I was like, no, I'm going to move to LA. I was like, people don't necessarily just say word from LA, dude. I say that shit all the time. Like, but
I mean, I'm from Ohio, and people are like, oh, man, you have such an accent. It's like, what is in Ohio? We just sound dumber, I guess, than everybody else. There's no accent. Right. Everybody has some kind of an accent, I guess. But I mean, like, an LA accent is the funniest one to me, just because, like, I feel like every person that talks like that in LA has, like, is doing that on purpose, pretty much. Like, when he'd be like, hey, fool, get in the core. Like, I feel like they're doing that on purpose, bro.
Come here, you old fool dog mark-ass trick. Give me some love.
I mean, now they are. Everyone now is, like, that weird, like, Faye-ish upspeak where everyone's like, how are you doing today? Like, oh my God. Well, everyone, even like even like a hard dude, when you actually get up and like, damn, this guy looks kind of scary. And then you get up, he's like, oh my God.
Well, that's just what I call white people voice. I don't even consider that, like, I mean, that is, bro. Like, some white people have white people voices, dog. I feel like even as a white person, you have a white voice, and you know you do, bro. Like, don't lie.
I do have a white. I've told you.
Yeah,
I think I have a
exactly.
white voice. I think my voice sounds like I'm fat
Like
or
you don't
mentally
talk to the
handicapped.
police like this. Like if the cops show, you're going,
Oh,
officer, how are you today? You gonna put it on. Like we know what's up.
oh, I mean, dude, if I'm being pulled over, I'm super white. Like there's a level of white voice where even white people are like, Jesus Christ.
Oh man. Speaking of getting pulled over by the police, bro. I think I finally figured out the code to beating the police. Now, granted, I
No.
look like how I look, so I feel like I get bonus points for being a light skinned black dude versus being like a straight up like dark skinned thug looking guy that they have in their mind. Because I know that all plays into stuff. Like it does. It's sucked up. It's fucked up, but it's the truth. But like me, as soon as the cops pull me over, I just smile at him, bro. Like I go, hey, what's up, bro? And like from then on, I feel like they just let everything slide, bro. Because I've literally rolled my eyes at police after smiling at them and called them pigs underneath my breath when they walked away, and nothing
Oh
has
yeah.
happened. So,
Well, I
you know what I
mean,
mean? I just feel like,
that's like the everybody. Even like somebody's parents are gonna do that. Like the most
oh yeah,
white collar, like straight laced people are like, "Oh yes, thank you, officer. I'm sorry. Like so sorry." And then when that guy leaves, they're like, "Fucking pig."
Shit, man. I was just about to pull out my 9 and put a cap in that pig's ass.
Like even like anybody. Little granny getting pulled over for
oh,
doing like
man.
60 or something. She's like, yes, of course. And then like as soon as the guy leaves, she's like, you fucking piece of shit pig.
I just feel like cops get so pissed being called pigs because it's just like they could be compared to so many better animals, you know?
Honestly, I
Like,
don't think they do though. I feel like now that's like calling a white person cracker. Like I think like any cop now is just like, all right, like they
wait,
could
wait.
still fucking beat you up and shit.
Oh yeah, they could definitely do that. But wait, cracker doesn't hold weight anymore?
I
Like, I
mean,
gotta get a
I'll be
better
honest.
racial
If
slur.
somebody I've never been like somebody been like you fucking cracker. Like I've never been put into that position. But I think if I was, I'd just be like, nah, all right.
Oh, I feel like it would have to be like associated with other like putting someone down more. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, you stink, you ugly, you know what, dumbass cracker. Then it's
Hell
like,
yeah.
oh, that kinda stung. You know what I'm saying? Whereas like
I don't.
that's
I
why
mean,
the
the
N-word is
stank
so
comment
dangerous.
would be more hurtful than the
Well, that's
cracker.
what I'm
I would
saying.
just like overlook that part of it. I think.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like that's why the N-word is so detrimental because you can just say that and it's like instantly a fight. But I feel like for the cracker insult, you got to throw a little sauce on it because it's just a cracker. You know what I'm saying? You got to season it up. You got to put some cheese on it or something. You know what I mean? It can't just be.
I mean, if you call, I mean, just like in general, I feel like there's if somebody's gonna call a white person a cracker, like whoever's gonna do that is they're also seeing like, oh, this person's fat. So like whatever insult, they're gonna focus on like the most hurtful aspect. They're gonna be like, man, you
Right,
fat
right.
motherfucking cracker. Like the first part's gonna hurt way more than the cracker
Oh
part. You're just
man.
gonna that's just gonna like, well, I'm white, but I am fat. That's what's really gonna like dig deep into their head.
Oh man, this racism is killing me.
Dude, I was like looking for videos and just that little part of Chappelle show actually popped up. I was, oh, this racism's killing me inside. I love that shit, dude. That's how
Oh
good that
man.
show is though, where it's like you can just turn on just even a random episode that doesn't have one of those
Oh yeah.
like famous skits in it and it's still fucking so fucking funny, dude. I love it.
I mean, like hands down to me, the funniest one they've ever done was Prince, just because that shit was just ridiculous. You know what
Oh
I'm
yeah.
saying? But
Well,
the Rick
anything where
James brought on the hype.
Charlie Murphy's
Yeah, bro.
telling a story, just him telling
Hell
it,
yeah.
they didn't even need the
Hell yeah.
visual. That shit's just hilarious.
But the funniest joke on there, like you said, comes from a random one, which I thought was the swapping wives one, where he's just like, let me tell you something. White people don't use washcloths.
Yeah.
That shit kills me, dude. Oh man. That shit kills me every
Got
time, bro.
pubic hairs all over the bar, soap and shit.
That
He
shit, bro.
drops
Cause
the
like then
kid off, the little white kid's like, you
yeah,
Nick. He
bro.
drops him off in the hood. He's like, go, get the fuck out of the car.
Yeah, goodbye. Oh yeah, bro. It's like, oh yeah, here's get I sell some rocks. That's what I hear they doing down here. See you later. That shit hilarious, dog. Oh man,
Oh,
that shit is so
shit.
funny. Yeah, I know we got sidetracked, man. Let me
That's
drop it.
all
We're trying to
right.
do
That's what this
our
is all
Corona.
about, dude. We got to do, but we
Oh
do
yeah.
have to give the people a Corona update because I'm sure
Oh yeah.
there's everyone wants to know our take on it since they haven't heard
I'm
any other
sure.
takes. For God's sake.
Exactly. Right. Exactly. Nobody can shut up about it. So what I notice is that all these places in the South now, partially where I live, are talking about trying to reopen. But then I listened to what the governor was saying, and it was the most convoluted speech. Like I felt kind of bad for the dude, but I didn't at the same time because he's like trying to tell everybody like, oh yeah, May 1st we're gonna open stuff back up, and then people get to asking him questions, and then he's like, well, we're not gonna open everything, all the major cities, and he's like, he goes down the list, he's like, Nashville, Memphis, Knoxville, and I think like Chattanooga are still gonna be on lockdown somewhat. And I'm just like, so that's every major city in Tennessee. So Tennessee is still on lockdown, is what you're saying, then, right? Like, and he's like, well, we're gonna try to get like more rural areas because they aren't getting stressed out by the hospitals as much and such and such and such. And I'm just like,
Yeah,
this
but see,
is
that's
crazy,
like
dude.
the thing, though. It's like it's not like online. Like, I don't get why the language where they're like, we have to reopen. Like, nothing. Like, I'm in you're in Nashville, I'm in Los Angeles. Like, here, you can't eat in a restaurant. So I get it. Like,
Right.
I want to go to my favorite restaurant. I want to eat just like we did with, before. But, like, reopening, I just don't get, like, nobody's gonna really. They could do it, and I don't agree with it. I mean, I'm a little bit different than you because I am like I went through having cancer, so I have like a fucked up immune system. But it's like I don't get what they mean because it's nobody's gonna really reopen. So like even putting it out there, it seems
Right.
kind of like irresponsible because in the country, like my parents live in the middle of nowhere in Virginia. So for
Right.
them to go out on a walk or go out in their yard or even go to like fucking a store, there's just not that many people there. So it's not
Right.
really like a matter of reopening. Like to me, reopening means we're going back to normal, guys. Whatever happens, happens.
Right.
I mean, if they do that, I mean, I don't want to be like this. I don't want to be quarantined or whatever this is. Like, I'm bored as fuck.
Well,
Just like
the thing
everybody.
about it too is that the rules are so convoluted, dude. Because like, for example, I went out last week to go get some sushi because I was just like, man, I just can't make
Wow,
that at the
great,
house. I'm kind of craving it.
great.
You know what I'm saying? Well, I go into the sushi
Nashville
spot.
sushi
First
during
off,
the quarantine, bro.
you always say that, bro. You were saying that LA sushi was no good to go because or whatever, bro. It's like how close do
Bro,
I need
we
to live
lived
to
in
the
Van
fucking ocean?
Nuys, though, son. We lived in Van. You don't want to eat sushi in Van
Man,
Nuys, California,
I'm gonna
bro.
tell you something first off, bro. Like, I don't know if you know about sushi prep. None of that fish is fresh. You can't even take a fresh fish out the water and make sushi with it. I'm sure you probably could, but like most sushi restaurants, they do this thing where they prep the fish and then they sit it in the freezer for like 12-hour period anyways before they serve it to you. So like all that meat has already been like
Wait,
refrigerated and a bunch of shit. Yeah,
you're
dude.
telling me that when I go to 7-Eleven and I buy my sushi, that's not made by a sushi artisan right at the 7-Eleven that I go to?
Well, I don't even have 7-Eleven out here, so you're living a
That's so
luxury
bad,
lifestyle
dude.
that,
God.
I don't
Well,
even
that's why
know
I'll
about
never
all
move
that.
to Nashville, dude. Sorry.
Oh, damn,
Even if
bro.
you
You
become rich
7-Eleven
and I'm
got you?
like, you can have a house here. I'll buy you a house. I'll be like, can't, dude. Sorry. No
Well,
7-Eleven.
7-Eleven, that is the greatest endorsement I've ever heard for a 7-Eleven in my
Bro,
entire life. I
I'm
must tell
telling
you.
you, I'm responsible. Wherever I've moved in my life, there's been a 7-Eleven. So that's great for me. But I think I've single-handedly kept businesses alive, like 7-Elevens, through my patronage. Like,
Devotion?
I buy so much coffee from them that they're just like, guys, we're gonna be fine. This guy's not like maybe when I got cancer and I couldn't go out a lot, like the one here probably had a little dip, but they're
Oh, man.
they're still around now, dude. From all
But
my
that's like,
coffee money.
well, I mean, that's like I remember I used to work at a grocery store, and every once in a while, somebody like we had deals in there that were great deals, and then we had some that in there where it's just kind of like they're charging people for something that they don't really need to charge them for. So, like, one of them was that if you bought whole mushrooms, then you could save like $1 if you bought them pre-sliced versus that. You know what I'm saying? It's like we sold a bag of pre-sliced mushrooms, and this guy goes in and buys it one day, and I'm like, well, if you get the regular ones, you can just cut them at the house and, what I'm saying, like save yourself $2 real quick. The guy's like, oh no, I don't have time for that. Like this was like in West Hollywood, so it makes sense that he wouldn't want to do this. But he's just like,
I don't.
oh no, I'm fine. Yeah. And then the guy comes in behind him in the line. He heard me say that to him, and he's like, that kid don't know nothing about cutting shit, bro. Like, you just hated on this guy's whole existence from so deep away. Like I was like, you were like 2 people back in line and heard that shit. Like that is hilarious, bro.
But I mean, that's true though. It's like if you go to just like Ralph's here, it's like you can buy a pineapple for like $2, but you can buy a sliced pineapple for like $8. It's like, man, there's less fucking material here.
Right,
what am I paying for?
And then, what really sucks about that? Because I do be buying cut pineapples. They don't even cut them right. Like, they'll give you the whole centerpiece of a pineapple hard as shit, break your tooth on.
I got the tool, dude. There's a tool that I bought just because I don't know. I like to blow money every once in a while, but you cut the top off a pineapple, right? So it's just that little stalk thing. It's bare pineapple on top. And it's like a corkscrew thing that you jam in. You keep turning it. It pulls the whole center out. And then around where like that goes into like a little conical thing in the middle, and then around where the corkscrew part's at, all the actual pineapple meat comes out sliced in like this accordion thing, so it's good to go.
Holy shit.
And then all you're left with is this empty pineapple bottom. You just can sip, dude. It's like a little juice right there, dude.
I was about to say, bro, y'all need to let me make some drinks.
It's only like $8. The thing is only like $8. I just don't buy. I mean, it's stupid because who buys a pineapple like every week?
I'm just listening to your product endorsements. Like they are so deep and well thought out. Like I mean,
7-Eleven, call me.
Like seriously, like, and then this pineapple scoop needs to really get on the board because I mean,
I could go right now I could go to the cupboard right now. I don't have a pineapple, but
you would be like the what was that dude? The OxyClean guy for the pineapple. Yeah, bro. You could be like, man, look at this pineapple. Y'all motherfuckers better buy this pineapple school, bro. I swear to God, dog.
I always thought it'd be hilarious because always like it's either like Billy Mays where it's just like some like high pitched voice like white guy selling you, or it's like an English dude that's like, hello, here's a rag for you to wipe your counters with. It'd be hilarious if they had like, remember And One? The basketball, like the announcer guy, and it's like, motherfucker! Like if you had a guy like that do the infomercials, like some white lady's like cleaning a counter, he's like, look at this bitch fucking wipe that shit!
Clean as hell!
Killing this shit!
Bro, what's really funny about that is that shit would probably work so good, dude.
I mean, for like, internet videos, I'd use that to sell my product if it was something just to get, like, if you're selling like t-shirts or like some fucking bullshit chamois, like something to make people laugh.
Well, I remember one time, man, I went to this gym with some friends of mine from church, and I didn't have my regular shoes, so I borrowed some shoes from my homie that did not fit, so I couldn't really keep playing ball. Like, it was hurting my feet and shit. So, like, our team beat this other team, and then these other 2 teams started playing. We were just on the sideline because we were tired talking and shit. And, like, we started getting into their game, and we're doing that And One thing. So, like, I'm literally, like, watching this kid go down the court, bouncing the basketball, and I'm following him behind him, like, what he about to do? And we giving him, like, fake And One names. Bro, these kids were loving every second of it, dog. You could not have told them they weren't famous, bro. Like, that straight up.
That was the best part of those videos. Like, the talent that you would watch, like, it was cool to see, like, Hot Sauce and, like, that professor guy do shit. But my favorite part was just hearing that guy, like, not only would he announce the games in a great way, but he would clown people that got, like, on in the game. So to me, that was the best part. He was just like a really aggressive, like, Atlanta strip club DJ where he was talking about basketball instead of like bitches, you know. It was great.
Well, it's funny that even exists because like the funniest dude on there to me had the greatest name, which was that the dude never said anything to hype him up. His name was AO. So, like, anytime the guy got the ball, he just, hey, yo, hey, yo, hey, yo. And then when he finally crossed, it's just like, oh, shit, like, bro. Like, he just got the whole crowd hype saying the guy's name. It was like, bro, this is the greatest creation of just, like, hood meets business meets sports and entertainment. Like, and one just needs to come back. Pretty much is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my first move out of Corona is I'm gonna reinvigorate the N1 league. I'm just gonna go outside, start shooting some videos of my sick handles. You know, and it'll go from there.
Well, the quality of them. Maybe he'll have something to talk about in terms of somebody sucking. But
bro, if you want to talk about something dirty real quick though, think about what N1 really was. It was literally like the greatest street ballers in the world came all onto courts and played regular people like you and me. And then like if you were like a good enough regular person, you could go to the final show at that night, but you already played a game that day just to get there. So like you're already tired from playing the ball to get on the court, and then you get on the court, you play another game that same day against the greatest persons ever. And like, dude, they literally had designated dunkers where like it would be like a 6'7" guy that would just stand near the free throw line so he can catch an alley-oop and dunk on your head when you're not looking. It was just like,
I mean,
this isn't right, man. This guy's a school teacher, bro. You're out here dunking on this dude.
They fucking throw ball. They just fucking jack you in the face with a basketball and then like dribble, do an offset dribble off of that. It's like I can't see right now. My nose is broken, motherfucker.
It's like and this guy's carrying and traveling. And I got on my church shoes out here.
Basketball, like, bro. Remember when we played in Florida and that guy came straight from his job at like a kitchen? And his
they worked at they worked at Chili's or something.
That's what it was. He's like, damn, I've been working at Chili's all day, and you and I were all fucked up, sweaty, and winded, and then he came in and just fucked us up.
Honestly, though, to their credit, even if we weren't tired, they still were going to beat us, dude. That guy legitimately.
I still remember his handles to this day. Because I remember like stepping back and being like, "Oh God, I'm about to just get pieced up by this guy in like penny loafers and shit."
Bro, no sport is more evident than that when you're just like, oh, I am in a lower class than these guys here. Like, because like football, you can kind of hide that you're not that talented. You can kind of like just run little short routes and sneak around and maybe catch a play or knock a pass down. In basketball, bro, like if the guy that you're checking is good, the rest of your team is going to know it. It's just like, man, guard that dude.
Everyone's going to know it. Because the team that you're playing is going to be like, throw the ball to that guy.
Right, exactly. And it's just like, guys, I'm outmatched here. Like, maybe we should switch or something. Just saying.
I used to play Little League, and there was always that, at least like in practices, that kid that would come up to the plate to hit, and then like everyone's like, all right, everyone come in. This fuck is not going to hit the ball. If he hits it, it's going like 2 feet.
Oh God, that was me, like, dude.
Oh God, I was actually good. Like as a fat kid, I was like the White Cecil Fielder of like Little League baseball, dude. That was awesome.
Oh, dude, I was good at fielding and all that, but I just never learned how to hit. So like literally, like I would get up to the plate and just try to get hit by the ball. Like I would step in front of pitches all the time just so I could get on base, dude. Like I wouldn't even swing. Like literally, like I would just eat that shit. Cause like I mean, it didn't hurt, man. Like literally, like. I would play football and shit with no equipment on back in the day. So, like, I was
tough as a kid. You're the equivalent of, like, the hockey guy that just goes out to beat the shit out of people. They're
pretty
like,
much.
All right, we need somebody on base. Aaron, just take one. Team, so.
Yeah, I go right out there and do it, dude. Just not even blink an eye. Like,
what do you want me to take it? Like, just take it in the back. You don't want me to take it in the face instead, just to make it look good?
I wasn't that much in love with the team.
Dude, I remember that. That's one thing I think I got, like, worse at batting as a young dude because I got hit, like, directly in, like, here, like, dead center of the face, fastball.
No.
And it was, like, one of those kids you play when you're in Little League where it's, like, the kid that hit his growth spurt and he's all, like,
oh, yeah.
Basically like
the
a
monster.
full-grown man throwing a fucking 60-mile-per-hour fastball that he can't control at you. So you're just like, oh, fuck. And, like, just hit me directly.
Little League is the dirtiest sport, bro. I swear to God, Little League is the dirtiest sport because that's all it is. It's like you got a bunch of regular kids that develop normal like you and me and shit, and you just got them freaks. Because, like, we had a kid on our team. He was like 6'4" at 13, and he could like, bro, he would pitch and throw no hitters all the time. Like literally, it was this other team that was really good that would play us. We would put him on a mound, and he would throw a no hitter like it was nothing, dude. Like
I remember,
it was amazing.
There was a kid I went to high school with that was that when we were little kids. His name was like Chris Kernahan, I think. But I just remember that name because when we played that team, we'd be warming up like we're playing catch on like the outfield, and he's doing like pitching drills, and you would just hear. And then hit the like the
smack, just like killing the catcher.
What was that? And it's like, did somebody hit the ball? It's like, no, that guy threw a ball so fast. That's just the sound of somebody catching it. It's like, Oh, okay.
We used to have this one kid on another team that could throw knuckleballs and shit, bro. And it's like, bro, I'm 13, man. Like, what are you
Fucking grow
doing?
up
And
in
like
Cuba or something. This sounds like
bro,
some
like
Costa Rican
legitimately,
all-star team shit.
bro, it was like a whole controversy, bro. Like our whole like little league team was like, man, they can't keep doing those, man. That's fucked up. You can't have these kids throwing these knuckleballs. Like the other coaches would get mad and shit. Like it was the craziest shit, bro.
I never got why knuckleballs are like. I know we're off COVID-19.
Oh yeah, no,
Hey,
no, we
guys,
get on that.
hey
Yeah.
guys, the COVID-19's happening.
Right.
Newsflash, we're all locked down.
We'll get back on that eventually, but
no,
no, like a
why are
knuckleball
knuckleballs
is
illegal? Just because it's so hard to hit?
no, they're not illegal in regular baseball. They're
Yeah,
not
they
illegal,
are. I
but
think they are.
no, I don't think they are, dude. Because
Oh,
there's still
okay.
knuckleball pitches out there. Like what it is that it's a hard pitch to control, so it's hard to get to the professional level to do it. But from what I understand is what they're doing is that they're basically throwing the ball with no spin and pushing it off of their fingers. So it's like push passing pretty much. And when you do that, you don't have enough energy to really, it doesn't have enough energy to get to the plate. So eventually, like, since it's not spinning, you can't tell how fast it's going at you. So, like, you think it's getting closer than what it is. And then right when it's about to get to the pitch, like the batter, it drops down because there's not enough energy on it. But as the catcher, though, your nuts are just exposed because you're just going to be catching bounce passes the whole time. Like, the ball's going to be skipping into your crotch. You know what I mean? So I think that's really why they don't do it. As the catcher probably kill the pitcher.
Bro. Never a catcher. I was like, first of all, I was too fat to like get in that position for too long.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Yeah, dude. Like, how do you stay on your squatted position for the whole game like that, dog? Like, that shit sucks, bro. I could never, dude. But speaking of sports, though, we did get an update on the Buccaneers and their endeavors in trades because it's also the night of the NFL draft. I don't know if you know that or not. And they're doing that all virtual because of the virus and shit. So Gronkowski got traded to the Buccaneers for it was Gronk, and they gave him a Gronk in the 7th round, and then they got a 4th round pick back. So the Patriots got a 4th round pick.
They got nothing. Like the Patriots got nothing. Well, I mean, he wasn't playing, but they didn't get anything for release.
No, they got a 4th round pick.
But that's it.
They traded him. Yeah, and then they gave away him in a 7th round pick. Yeah,
I mean,
so, like,
I don't know if he's going to be good. Like he has less weight. But I'm assuming he's in good shape. He was wrestling, so he's definitely got that build still.
I would think that losing the weight might have made him faster, but my whole thing with Gronk was that he was never a speed guy. Like, if you ever saw his highlights, he wasn't wide open. He was jumping over top of short dudes. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I just mean, like, in
reaching
terms of
out.
his durability. Like, if he's smaller and there's less muscle mass and he hasn't played football in a while, I know he's healed, but he has been wrestling for WWE, so I'm assuming he's taken some huge losses in that. He did. I think somebody mentioned on ESPN. I guess he won a championship right before all this shit happened.
What?
I see something called like a 24/7 championship. Dude, wrestling's ridiculous. We can get on that in another podcast, but
yeah, hell yeah. I saw Ronda Rousey is a wrestler now too. I didn't realize that.
I mean, basically, if you retire from the UFC, you're going to be a wrestler. And I guess if you're a football player with enough notoriety, you can. I mean, it happened before. I mean, I remember Lawrence Taylor wrestling in the WWF like a long time ago, and a few other people, but
and Donald Trump too, yeah.
Yeah, no shit. Tyson, etc. But like, I don't know if he's going to be effective. What I'm pissed off at is that it's like I don't hate Tom Brady. It's like people hated Michael Jordan or hate LeBron James. They don't really hate him. They hate him because he's so good that he affects their team's ability to be good, basically. So I don't want to see him succeed anymore. He's fucked my team, the Pittsburgh Steelers, out of countless wins, countless championships, countless just moments of happiness. I've just had to see this guy succeed over and over again where my team falls back and sucks. And I just want him to go to Tampa Bay and just let Florida really infect him with that Floridian just funk that you and I are really familiar with.
I think that's what's going to happen, honestly, because they said he's going to Bruce Arians' team, and Bruce Arians is notorious for being like a party coach.
Coordinator. I'm well versed with that.
Right. He's like notorious for being a party dude. So like I already feel like just with that atmosphere in the air and them like being like, oh, let's go get a drink tonight is like already that builds like fluff into the system. You know what I'm saying? It's like that guy Jocko that's podcast, and he's always talking about staying hard and shit, and like no days off. Like this one dude I look at on YouTube, bro. He's fucking a fitness guy. He doesn't do any cheat days. Like on his birthday, he said he used to eat carrot cake. He's like, I stopped eating carrot cake now. And I feel like that's what Bruce Arians is to Tom Brady. Like he was like that, and now he's gonna get that one little slice of carrot cake. And it's gonna be like,
he's like that guy that like is sitting next to somebody that's been like sober for like 10 years, and they're like, "Come on, man, you could just have a beer." Like, come on.
The next thing you know, he's
later,
like,
that guy's like sucking dick for fucking coke,
right? Like choking himself in hotel rooms, beating off and shit.
Like, Tom Brady's just like some sort of like cracked out cam girl in a year because he's lived in Tampa. He's just like, come on, guys, I'll fucking jack off if you want with my rings on, just so I need some money.
Well, bro, Florida's destroyed way better people than Tom Brady. That's all I'm saying, dude.
I just don't want to see him succeed. I found it weird, like, of all the teams to go to, like, I don't know if there was any thought put into it other than they're going to give me the most money. But it's like he has houses in Los Angeles. He has houses all over the country, I'm assuming, and probably all over the world.
Yeah.
It's like, you want to play in fucking Tampa Bay? Have you ever been to Tampa Bay?
I've never been to Tampa.
I have.
But I've heard people say Tampa is probably one of the nicer parts of Florida. So maybe, I don't know. I think all of Florida is kind of a shithole. So just off the rip, I'm not trying to be fucking with Florida, but
I mean, you can just like jump into the ocean and maybe escape the shittiness that's Tampa Bay for a little bit.
Yeah,
like,
well, that's how all of Florida is. Like, Florida is only great if you have a bunch of money, because then you can just say, "Oh, fuck all these people. I'm gonna go get on my boat or go, drink a bunch of beer today and not go to work," and stuff like that. But if you have to work in Florida and deal with Floridians, like in stores and shit, or like on the phone or whatever your job is, you fucking hate Florida, bro. Like, that's just the long and the short of it. It's not a cool place at all. Because first and foremost, everybody's trying to get pills. Everybody's trying to get fucked up. And every day is a holiday. And it's like, I went to work today, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not on vacation, okay? Like, leave me alone. Stop asking me where the drugs are. Like, leave me alone. And then, like, the cops out there, bro. I've seen cops in Florida literally rip people's seats out of their car. Like, I'm like, I don't even know how you did that. Like, literally, like, unscrewing bolts out of people's floors and ripping cars to shreds. Like, why really? Like, do you want these drugs that
Miami
bad?
with cars made of cocaine somehow that they have to actually figure out how to look for that shit.
Pretty much, dude. But I'm just saying, like, in terms of
be in the Taco Bell at 12 midnight,
right,
waiting in line, buying Coke off of the car in front of him. And in a year, we're just going to be like, man, I'm so glad Tom Brady went to Tampa Bay. But right now, it just hurts. It hurts. And here's another piece of NFL news. We'll go back to this real quick. But as a Steelers fan, it really pains me because Tom Brady tried to befriend Antonio Brown. So I don't like him for that also. That's another check on the shitty list.
He might get AB if they let him in.
No, it's not going to happen. Bruce Arians said it wasn't going to happen, which is one smart thing he said. But here's why I'm even more pissed. I hope he would go to Tampa Bay. They're in the NFC. You know where everyone's saying he's going to go?
Where is that?
The Ravens.
Oh, God. Yeah, because his cousin plays there and shit.
And
yeah. They would be fired if they got him, dude.
Dude, if he went there, I would hope my team would get moved out of the AFC North so that we wouldn't have to play that fucking team.
Well, here's my thing, though, and this is what nobody's talking about. I don't think that AB is going to be anything, and Tom Brady's not going to be anything, and Gronk's not going to be anything. And here's why. There's not going to be an NFL season, bro. Like, if the virus keeps going down this track, bro, I see what they're doing. That's why they're trying to open the country, I really feel like, is they're trying to get things set up so they can actually have a football season, because football makes so much money for America, dude. Like, and I think they're kind of in the hands of the government a little bit, where, like, because they get, like, subsidies and shit to build in certain cities and money to build stadiums and stuff. So, like, there's already a link between the NFL and the government. But I think that maybe the players might stand up and say they're not ready to do that shit. Because I see all these places talking about opening back up, and, like, you see people protesting to open back up too. But then there's the flip side of people that are all saying, like, is it really safe? You know what I mean? Because, like, I saw Georgia wants to open up tomorrow, dude. And then LA Fitness is talking like, oh, nah, bro, like, we're still not going to open all our gyms in Georgia just yet. We're not ready for that. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't want to be held liable. Like, the first people
that's what I mean. Like, to open the country again, there's so many businesses that it's like you can say you're going to open the state, right?
Right.
Gyms can't open up.
They said in Georgia they could. Yeah, in Georgia they're trying to open the parks, the gyms, all that shit. But then the actual businesses are saying they don't want to. because they think it's still too early. So that's what I'm saying. But like, when is enough? Like, you know what I'm saying? That's why I think that it's probably going to at least shorten preseason. And if the preseason gets shortened, Tom Brady's not going to have as much time to work with Gronk and all that. And if there's no football, that's a whole year that Brady got older. Gronk didn't play, so he's now 2 years out the game. And then AB's not going to get to play, so then he's 2 years out the game
well,
too.
I think AB
like,
is so toxic. I don't think anybody would ever sign him. Like at this point, unless he comes out and it's like, I got shock therapy, and this is a doctor telling you why my personality's completely changed forever. Like he just did too much fucked up shit. But he is that talented. Maybe not. I might be wrong about that.
Well, this is the thing. You've said your team, and I had not said mine because partly from embarrassment. But my team is notorious for doing that exact thing. Just being, 2 years down the road, like, let's just take a little look at AB. Oh, well, it's the team with the most criminals ever drafted on it, and
dude,
with the craziest owner.
Great, dude.
Bro, our team.
Also, you guys did take a chance on Alvin Smith this year. You signed him, so you already got a felon or whatever.
That's what I'm saying.
Like
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, bro. We already got enough courthouse shit going on. We got Randy Gregory can't stop smoking weed and shit. It's like, bro,
now they don't have to worry about that though. That's what's also fucked up. They're going to make Josh Gordon come back and not have to worry about being tested for weed now.
I think Josh Gordon fucked himself by blowing it on the Patriots, bro. That was his last shot right there, man. Because like, you have to realize, like, that's why the Patriots picked up AB. That was kind of like his last shot. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're kind of that team that's like, all right, they did the same thing with Randy Moss. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, we'll go ahead and take you and, just don't start no shit because we will fire you because they know that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but they did it with Randy Moss. That motherfucker had the most touchdowns at all time with that dude, I think, right?
Yeah, bro. But single season record. It was like 60 touchdowns, bro. But then you see that he didn't stay on that team. They didn't keep him. Like, it was literally like, you're on here for 1 year, bro. Try to win this Super Bowl. And then they didn't. So it was like, all right, see you later.
That guy was like, I don't want to. Randy Moss was way better than T.O. So let me just say that now. But it's like those kind of players, and I think that's like the kind of the case with all wide receivers because they are kind of like cocky and like braggadocious and shit. Like if you get T.O., like for me, I like T.O. I always like fucking T.O. because he backed up his shit talk. He did play hard. He did drop passes every once in a while, so I guess you could say that. But like. You were getting that guy to basically fucking succeed on the field, and you just had to ignore the fact that he was a shitty person otherwise.
Well, it's funny that you would bring him up because I was thinking about what the Patriots would have been if they kept Aaron Hernandez. Like if he hadn't murdered somebody, like how beast that team would have been. And
my God.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Because like that one season, like Gronk had like 16 touchdowns, dog. But what it was that I think if you were to compare the two, like Gronk is a better receiver than Hernandez was, but Hernandez did all of the sloppy work. So like he would do all the blocking and he would make all the short little in traffic getting hit passes and shit, and then they would do the big plays with Gronk. And if you look at Moss and T.O., like Moss was a better receiver, but I feel like T.O. was a better football player because T.O. would actually throw blocks and like go out there and like really do shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I've seen like a team throw an interception before, and T.O. ran a dude down like 80 yards to go tackle that guy. Like he played hard. I've never seen Moss do shit like that. But then again, I haven't seen Moss drop nearly as many passes, and he's done way more spectacular shit too.
Plus, I think Moss, like the thing he did better than T.O. was get those like at the top of the jump catches where it's like nobody could catch it but him. He was so good at just creating that situation.
Well, they were different styles of offenses too, you know what I'm saying? Because T.O. was more of like a quick catch, get a slant, and then just bowl over every safety and just make it to the end zone, you know what I'm saying? Whereas Moss would be in the back of the end zone standing still, and they just throw it to him anyways, and he'd jump over 6 people, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, Randy Moss shitted on the Cowboys so many times.
Dude, when he was on the fucking Patriots that 1 year, I think we played him, and I think he got like 3 touchdowns on us. Bro, that was when we had no. That was those seasons when the Steelers like had a great offense, but their secondary was was so suspect that they could just throw any pass and they would be a touchdown. There was like 5 years where it was just like, I remember before Big Ben became our quarterback, we had this guy named Tommy Maddox as the quarterback, and the defense
turnover Tommy.
Yeah, he did that, and then our defense was like a fucking giant gaping hole that all you had to do was throw anything. Like you could just go up and just like accidentally put it in the air, and somehow you'd get a touchdown off of it. They suck.
Well, it's funny that we're bringing up these teams and shit because that's my theory on Tom Brady too. If there is a season, they're not going to be good, dude. And the reason why I tell you that is number one, I don't have a lot of faith in Bruce Arians, but then number two, Tom Brady has played in the fucking AFC East for his entire career, and fuck that dude
Yeah.
for and all of them for saying that they're good like that because you have to beat the Dolphins, the Bills, and the goddamn Buffalo. Like who was the other team? Dolphins, Bills, Patriots, and the Jets. Like,
Yeah.
dude, that is one of the most crappiest divisions historically every year. All it's like the Dolphins got the number one pick this year, don't they? Like number 5, right? And then who's
They have like
number 1?
3 first-round draft picks, I think.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like that, like you played against trash teams that were notorious for being trash, and then you go to the playoffs and you ball out. Like, don't get me wrong, I give you credit for winning in the playoffs because like that's hard to do. But along the way, dude, like they play shitty teams. Like if you get to play the Jets twice, count that as 2 wins, dude. You get to play fucking Miami twice, that's 2 wins, dog. Right there, you're up 4 already. You see what I'm saying? Like
True.
the Bills played them kind of hard, but even them, man, like they just started getting good like the last like 5 years. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not like a great team. Like
I mean, the Bills had those couple of years though when they had Rex Ryan, where they had that like defense and they were actually like doing some like, they made some noise. But I agree with you. That's something they never really talk about. But I mean,
that's what I'm saying. And
I
now
think
he's
it's
going to
just
the
more so,
NFC
like,
South.
It's like a tactician thing. It's like when they were put in the position that they had to beat those good teams, they did
do.
it, and they
Yeah,
do it in
for
a
sure.
way where it's like clearly an intellectual. They figured out something like in study that it's not like they have every good player and they're just beating them because they have the most talented roster all the time.
Well, what I think it is that Belichick is just fine with playing boring ass football, dude. Like he's fine getting 4-yard gains because 4 yards 3 times in a row gets you a first down, and then he does it again. Whereas other coaches, I feel like they just get stuck in their own head and they're like, yeah, that's working, but let's just try this play action bomb real quick on 2nd and 10, and then that doesn't work, and now you're in 3rd and long, and then you're off the field. You know what I'm saying? So like Belichick just is always battling the game versus the teams. I feel like I think he's just like, well, 4 yards gets me where I need to be, so fuck it. You know what I'm saying? But it's boring to watch though, but it works.
More than they not doing well. Like, okay, he's in Tampa Bay, so for me, I'm in the AFC. I don't really give a fuck. I just don't want the Patriots to do well. I want them to.
They're not, dude.
Who's
even on their team? Who's even on their team? Who's on that team?
They're saying they're about to pick up like. I forget who their quarterback is right now. I think maybe they're going to get Jacoby Brissett or somebody, like somebody, because he's not on the Colts anymore. So
we'll see. I wanted to ask you too. What is your Super Bowl prediction for this season?
Well, first of all, I do think there will be a season. I think, but that being said, they're going to have it where there's no audience in the live stadium. It's just going to be TV games.
Damn, that's all their bread though.
You think so, but you think about all the ad revenue they get off of television. So
yeah,
I think that's really where whenever they get into like CBA negotiations, it seems like a lot of the talk is how much money they make on the ads, like for TV.
Yeah,
and that goes to the NFL and the teams. So that has to be a lot of the money. Now, that being said, maybe they'll figure out a way to put like minimum amounts of people in the stadium so they can still sell tickets and sort of, I guess, justify having the games at a stadium. Yeah. But I think there will be that because no matter what, even if everything's not opened up by that time, what you said about them making so much money, that's true. So if they have to figure out a way to do it where it's not the same technically, but they're still having games, they'll figure that shit out. They have to buy an island and have the games on a fucking island someplace, they'll do that.
But see, the thing about it is like, I think they'll try, but I just feel like you run such of a risk. Because, like, you saw how the shit spread through the NBA, dude. And, like, football players literally, like, land on top of each other every play. They get each other's sweat on them, each other's blood, spit, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So, like, literally, like,
but also those guys, you got to understand how much money those guys are looking at, too. If they're signing these deals where it's like, hey, I want my fucking money. Like, fuck all this COVID shit. Like, we'll play.
Yeah,
they're young. Most NFL players are young and in shape. So, like, I think no matter what, there's going to be there's probably, like, some really smart intellectual NFL players who are like, I don't know, but the vast majority of them are not like the top tier, so they're not making top tier money. So they're gonna want to make
Right.
whatever money they can, and they're gonna be like, look, this isn't killing people of our age. I'm in the best shape of anybody in the world, and I'm in the age bracket where this shit doesn't seem to be killing people that much. So I'm gonna chance it so I can get that, $30 thousand
But this is
a
the
week
thing, though.
paycheck or whatever it is.
This is the thing, though, bro. All that sounds well and good until one team gets totally infected,
Oh, I
and it's
agree
not
with
that
that
hard to
too.
hack.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like then think about this, bro. Like it's not just the team; it's like the staff that does all the equipment and shit. They touch those people. Then those people that squirt the water bottles in their mouth and shit. You know what I'm saying? So like, what if that guy is sick and he's coughing on the water bottles? Everybody gets it sprayed into their mouth, and now they're all sick. And then
Well, I think
the
what
next
you're
week, the
saying
Jets
though,
can't play the Bengals.
those
You know what I
things,
mean?
they're going to address that. So it's like that
We'll
water
see.
bottle guy, he ain't going to be there. Like anybody that doesn't need to be there is not going to be there. And like they can put
I
the
mean,
coordinators upstairs. They always are up in a booth. They can do
yeah,
more of that. And they're probably like the NFL has a lot of money. So like I'm still working. I'm in sales, and the company I
yeah,
work for is doing all this like research into like different technologies just to disinfect shit. So like
yeah,
there's literally UV lights you can buy that just are wands, and you just like
yeah.
they'll figure out some way that they can at least know the
Damn, bro.
disinfection is taking. They'll figure it out. The people that have the most money have the most access to all the shit, like the tests and
Right.
all that. So if they're testing the people, and I don't think it's a great idea, but I also love football, so I
Yeah, I
want to see
mean,
what
hey,
happens. So
I'm all about trying to get some more entertainment back, bro. Because I just had to sit there and watch fucking Dion Cole try to tell a stand-up comedy
bro, let's
to
get
no
into that
audience.
here in a minute. But I do want to give
But
we'll give our Super Bowl
yeah,
prediction.
yeah,
We'll get off
Super
this
Bowl pick.
NFL shit. So my Super
Yeah,
Bowl picks, given no research and having you just ask me this right now,
right,
and put no
exactly.
thought into it. So as much as I hate to say this, Ravens
Ooh.
versus Green Bay.
Okay, so I know you must have smoked some weed before this, because Green Bay, first off, they not about to do shit, bro.
Dude,
I
I'm
don't
just
got no
going
faith
good
in Aaron
quarterback.
Rodgers.
I'm going good
This
quarterback.
is me. I'm thinking from the AFC, it's going to be goddamn the Chiefs again, because I don't really see
Mhm.
how you're going to bypass Mahomes lighting it up like this, bro. But Kansas City
Lamar
defense is kind of
Jackson.
suspect. Like, well, the thing about it is Lamar Jackson is not nearly as talented as Mahomes. You know what I'm saying? Like, they have to win in their style, which is they have to dominate defensively and keep the game kind of low scoring, and then like run the ball very successfully and hit a couple of big plays. Like everything kind of has to go right for the Ravens to win. Whereas we saw Kansas City was down in every game this year, bro, that they won the Super Bowl in. They were down in the Super Bowl. They were down in the AFC Championship. They were down in the game before that, and they were against Houston, and they came back ferociously with like 50 points. So like that's hard to stop from any team's perspective. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So I'm gonna stick with them. I don't have a lot of faith in Andy Reid. I think it's really hard to repeat, and I
that's
think
why I
maybe
didn't
the
pick
Super
them.
Bowl, the Super Bowl slump might catch them, but I don't know, dude. They're about they already have a solid team put together. Most of their players stayed, and then they're about to get some new young cats in there too. So because they're talking about getting that guy Ruggs, which ran like a fucking 4.3 at the combine, dude. And if you got him and Tyreek Hill on both sides, that's crazy. So I'm gonna stick with them.
Okay.
From the NFC, I'm gonna say the Seattle Seahawks, bro. As much as I don't like
Damn, I
them,
didn't honestly. They didn't even like go through my mind, but that's a
oh
great
yeah,
shoot. That they're always just
um,
really competitive, so that's a good
yeah,
choice.
and yeah. The reason why I picked them is because I feel like they could have been there last year, and San Francisco just outplayed them in the games that mattered the most in the playoffs. But if it wasn't for that, dude, like it was about to be a straight up battle. Because like even in the games when they played each other during the season, like they were in all those games, and then they shitted on LA. Like LA might have beat them once, but then they came to Seattle and got killed. So like I don't think LA Rams are going to be anybody, dude. I think they fucked their team up. They paid too much money to too many
Dude,
people.
remember when we
Golf's
watched
not
them on
good.
Hard Knocks, and we were
The first
like,
thing you
"This
said
team is
was
not going to be shit. This guy's an
First
idiot."
thing you
Like,
said was golf is trash. That was
yeah,
the first thing you said out your mouth, dude. And
dude.
ever since then, it's been the truth. So
For a
we'll
year, I
see.
was like, "Oh, damn, I was wrong about that." But it was just like, it just
Nah.
took the NFL a year to realize like what was Sean McVay was doing, and I think they're
You know
done.
what?
You know what I
You
mean?
know
They need
what
to
they
find a new
are?
quarterback.
Oh yeah. Well, you know what they look like to me is like the real life version of Madden. So like if you're like the guy player pushing the buttons to people, like that's what McVay was to Goff. Like he's literally like in his ear, like throw it to the left, throw it to that guy right now, right
Yeah.
now. And it's like I know they can't really do that during plays, but it seems like that's what he's doing. Because anytime the play doesn't work and like it breaks down or like somebody covers it too good, Goff just runs out of bounds and throws the ball away. Like he has
Well, and he's
no
not very
adaptive
athletic
skills.
either. It's like he can
Yeah.
run, but it's like his run is like what
He's like Peyton Manning running. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
exactly.
Yeah.
Like if he has to, he'll run out of the pocket, but he
Right.
ain't like gonna get you any fucking yards on any,
Right, exactly. So that's what I got: Kansas City, Seattle, and I'm writing yours down. You said,
Baltimore,
do you
Green
want to
Bay.
switch?
No, I'm
Okay.
gonna stick with Green Bay just because I don't know. I always feel like they're gonna be competitive in the NFC, and nobody's talking about them. I don't know what their situation is
Well,
at
the
all.
thing
But
with them, bro, is the reason why I don't really ever go with them is because I feel like Aaron Rodgers is kind of a bitch boy. Like I feel like,
wow,
I feel like.
Aaron,
Well, I'm just
sorry,
saying.
bro.
This is the thing, man. I just feel like when it's all said and done, like I feel like he goes in a locker room and like goes to people's ears and be like, you know, you dropped that pass, man. We would have been in the game if you had dropped that pass. Like I feel
No,
like he does
see,
shit like that to
no,
people.
he
But
doesn't do that. If he's that type of person, which I can totally see, what he does is he leaves a little post-it note. He does that like passive
right,
aggressive, like,
right,
hey man, like good job missing that pass, but he's nowhere to be
right.
seen. So the guy's like, man, what the fuck? And it just has to
That's what I'm
deal with that
saying.
shit.
So I just don't have faith because of that. But also they play the Vikings and shit and the Bears, and all of them just have like that crazy up north rivalry where they just bragging
Yeah.
rights and shit. So same thing with my division, like the Cowboys, Redskins, the Eagles. Like it's just they play for bragging rights. Like they don't even care about the playoffs. You know what I mean? So like anybody in the division like that, I don't really have a lot of hope for, bro. Like I need somebody from a division where it's like a perennial top team
Yeah,
that
but I
just
mean,
keeps
Seattle
winning.
has
You
to
know what I
play
mean?
San Francisco, and everybody thinks I don't know if they're going to be good. I mean, they seem to be pretty good, but I don't know if they can keep that up.
I think Jimmy G is fool's gold, bro. I think Jimmy G is good enough to be a solid backup. Like he's like Jacoby Brissett type of thing. Like he can play good for a couple of games, but when it really matters, he's not the guy you want to be making decisions. But I could be wrong. Maybe he'll grow, and
I
we'll
feel
see.
like, I mean, San Francisco got to the Super Bowl with Kaepernick that 1 year or whatever. They almost did. It's like everybody thought they were about to turn their corner there, and they didn't. You know what I
Well, that's
mean?
the other
Like,
thing too. San Francisco has a shitty front office, dude. They let a lot of great players go, or like stuff has happened to them where people retire early because they don't like how management is there. So it's like
yeah.
notorious throughout the league. So we'll
Oh,
see.
I didn't even really think of that. One guy just retired last year. I think that was
Yeah,
really
that's what
good
I'm saying.
timing or whatever.
Yeah,
All
because
right,
like I'm
well,
telling you, they don't do their players right. But yeah, if we want
post
to switch
them,
it up,
post them. I'm gonna just stick with it. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah, yeah.
I'll
Put some
stick with
Super
it.
Bowl predictions on there, y'all. We'd love to hear what y'all got to say
Yeah.
about that because we
And if
don't
you
we don't
have
know
any
shit about
thoughts on the
football.
Steelers being the best team in the NFL, I'd love to hear that because
Oh man,
that's basically the truth. It is the truth, just based off of the championships. You know,
well,
just
Patriots got
gotta
more than y'all
say,
now,
do
don't
they?
they? They're
I
tied, right? They got
I
6.
think we got all got sick. Well, by we
Yeah.
all, I mean the Patriots and the Steelers. The Cowboys don't have that. But,
Well, they
you
never will,
know,
dude. I've already assigned to that I'm never gonna see a Cowboys Super Bowl again. I saw it when I was a child and I enjoyed it, and I think that was the one gift I got, as a football watcher. And from here on out, I'm just gonna, suffer the hard truths that my team is trash because
yeah,
they
I
are. Like
got
I have
two.
no hope. Like I
I
have no hope for them to go to any playoffs this year, dude. I could be wrong, but
They just seem to be like deteriorating in the way they're running the team. Where it was like it seemed like they had a plan, and it was like, oh, Dak's the quarterback, and now they're just like fucking around signing people, and it's like,
you know why? It's because they spent too much money, dude. Like
oh
it's
yeah,
Jerry Jones' Achilles heel. Like he pays all these guys that he really likes, but it's like you pay them after they hit their prime. So it's like, yeah, that's great. He got his money, and I get you have to kind of pay guys, but that guy already had his best years 3 years ago. Like he's not that same dude anymore. But like I
well,
said, we'll see, man. Like I just think that they don't manage their money right, and that they've spent too much on the offensive line, and we're just not good, bro. So I don't have a lot of hope.
I
But
just have no hope
they're
in the Steelers because I don't think Ben's going to be back the way I want him to be or the fans
right.
want him to be. So we saw what our team's like with shitty quarterbacks.
Ooh,
And
yeah.
while it's just like the Steelers, to me, the most frustrating thing is it's always we have the best on one side of the ball, and then the other side. So now our defense is the strength of the team, but the offense is
Yeah.
fucked. You know what I'm
Well, you
saying?
know what I
So
think? I think that the one thing that Tomlin did where he fucked up was the season that you guys won the Super Bowl. Y'all ran the ball.
yeah.
Like y'all stopped running the ball over these last couple seasons, dog. So like I don't know what to
Well,
say.
they
You know?
put and this hurts me because I really like him, but they made James. They like put all their chips in on James Conner for a while, and that while
Yeah,
he's a good running back, he is good. Like he's definitely he's good at running. He's good at catching. He's decent at blocking. And his story, just behind the scenes of getting over cancer and he being from Pittsburgh and getting to play for the college and then for the team in Pittsburgh, it's like it works, but he just doesn't have the durability. And as somebody that has cancer and went through something similar to what he has, the fact he can even play in the NFL, like if my wife
it's incredible.
punches me in the arm hard, that shit is excruciating just because of the way my body is after chemo. The fact he can go and take those hits and work out like an NFL player, it's like he should be given a Medal of Honor for that. But that being said, he just doesn't have the durability to make it through an NFL season. And like when you have like 6 games where you need him and he's not there, and then we have to bring in other guys that are backups. We have decent running backs at backup, but you can't just bring somebody in and plug them in and they
Right.
give you that max talent and max level of play that you get with the starter. It just
Well,
doesn't
it's
happen.
funny. It's funny how like sports is like that because literally like one person, depending on what their mindset is, can make or break an entire team, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like as a running back, if you have the running back that's willing to be like the bus and he's running people over, like the rest of the team gets hyped seeing that shit. You know what I'm saying? But then you have that running back that's like running out of bounds and avoiding contact and shit. And then people are like, man, you a bitch, bro. You could have, you know what I'm saying? You could have did something, bro. You know
We
what I
should
mean?
have
I
just
feel
paid
like,
Le'Veon Bell. If my team would have paid Le'Veon Bell that money, if he would have
hell yeah.
accepted the contract we were going to give him, which he would have made more money with, but he went to the Jets for whatever reason,
Right.
we would have
Which
we might have been in the fucking playoffs last year if we had him, but we
yeah,
don't.
but y'all might not have had the defense y'all got either, though,
That's
if y'all
true. I mean,
signed
our
him. You know
defense
what I
is
mean?
sick, dude. Our defense is ready to go, which
Yeah.
makes me
Yeah, I
hopeful,
saw
but
that.
I don't think we're ever gonna like I've seen 3 Super Bowls and that we won 2 of, and I don't think I'm ever gonna see my team in the Super Bowl, at least for a few decades.
Like I
It
said, I
sucks to
might be
say that,
70.
but
If I'm blessed to see these 70 years old, I hope the Cowboys won one by then, but I don't know, man. But yeah, man, you think like we were talking about with no audience and stuff, man, that would be so weird to see a football game with no crowd, dude. Because
I
like
know. But it
I couldn't
almost
even
is
imagine,
cool
dude.
because it's like you took in the variable out, so it's just which team's better. It's not can they overcome the
Yeah,
crowd? Can they overcome the noise? Can they do this? It's just
I don't think
what are
that
your
shit even
coaches at?
bothers players. Like I
Probably
think
not.
that like I feel like maybe crowd noise bothers like the kickers and stuff because they do have like the game riding on them at certain times and like people are going crazy or whatever. But I feel like if you're just like on defense or whatever, I don't even think you even hear that shit. I think you just hear your breath running hard and shit like that. Like that's probably what you hear more than anything, just banging into people. You know what I mean? Like I could be wrong, but if they do it without an audience, bro, I've seen how wrong these things can go. Because I recently saw a YouTube video of our boy, Mr. Dion Cole, the comedian here. We
Oh
should pull this
god,
up for the
dude.
people to see. But he was basically doing a Corona stand-up, is what he called it. And he's just one man talking to a camera, telling jokes that he's workshopping. And he's just not the guy to be doing that, bro. Like his comedy style is more of like a joke response from the crowd where he says something kind of outlandish and funny and people giggle about it and he goes deeper into it. So like his whole stand up while he's doing, he's like, I think one of his jokes was he says, what if he said Tiger Woods doesn't want to claim that he's black or Thai. So he just doesn't want to identify with either race. So instead, I'm gonna just call him a formal nigga. And he
I
sits
mean,
there and he
here's the
laughs at
thing though.
himself.
Like, even if
A
it's like
black tie.
any comedian though, like it just doesn't work. Like half of stand-up comedy is the audience. That's part of
Yeah,
it.
bro.
Like you going and just telling jokes. Like anybody that wants to know what this is like in real form that's not on like just on YouTube, go to an
Right.
open mic comedy like show at any bar or
Yeah.
anything. The shit is in there. There's no audience, and it's just somebody talking to thin air. So it might be hopefully some of the shit Dion Cole's saying is funny. That guy's hilarious, but having no laughter, having none of the energy you get at a live stand up show, it's just like seems so fucking weird to
Well,
do.
that's the
Like,
thing about comedy anyways. It's one of the most like symbiotic entertainment things cuz like you can watch like the Golden Globes or like the Grammys and shit and there's people performing, but like if you're not clapping, like it's not affecting the performance, you know what I'm saying? Like Janet Jackson's still dancing just as hard, still doing everything cuz like at the end of the day that's what she came there to do. But you as the comedian, like you kind of came there to make everyone have a good time. That's why like even those like the Grammys has like a comedian hosted most of the time because you gotta set the table up, you know what I'm saying, for the
yeah,
entertainment. You gotta kind of get people in the mood for it. But if there's no people, how do you set a mood for yourself? You know what I mean? Like it's just weird,
yeah. I
bro.
can't
Like
believe he did it. Like, because I feel like most stand up comedians are just like real professional ones are like, man, I ain't fucking doing that shit.
to his credit, he did say that people kept asking him. He kept telling people no because he was like, "What I'm gonna do? Tell jokes to nobody? Like that looks fucking stupid." And he says that before he does it, and then he does it, and it's like, "Yeah, this is fucking
Okay.
stupid, bro." Like, I don't mean to hate on you because I actually really like that dude. I think he's funny, but
Oh, I do too.
it's like it's
He's
just
funny
not.
on
That's not the
Blackish. He's
move.
on all those shows like Blackish and
He's
Mixed
the
and
writer.
stuff.
Yeah, he writes for a lot of those shows.
He's great on those shows. His stand up itself is hilarious, but I do not see a bright future for yourself in
Solo,
a room
yeah.
stand up shows online. I just can't. It makes my fucking skin crawl, dude. It's like watching
I
white
almost
people
wish.
freestyle.
Oh yeah, dude. I almost wish he had like a laugh track just because, just to
He
break up
should
the
have done
monotony,
that. Somebody
dude.
fucking should have done that for his ass.
I mean, seriously, bro. Because he literally is like when he tells a joke, he's like, "Yeah, y'all get it? A formal nigga, black tie. Yeah, I think that's funny." And then he goes to his next joke, and it's just like,
That is
it's
funny.
like,
That's
what in the
hilarious.
hell? It's hilarious, but at the same time, it's like if nobody's laughing, like, or even if it's one person, like, could you imagine doing a comedy act for one guy, and the whole time he's just sitting there
Oh
mean
my
mugging your ass?
god. I'm
Like
sure
it's
that's
just like,
happened at like an open mic. It's just one dude sitting
oh
there with his
god,
arms crossed, like make me laugh. Hold on,
oh
dude.
god.
I'm gonna pause this real quick. I gotta fucking take a mad yes. I'll be right back.
All right, cool.
All right. So I just took a piss. We're back. So no stand-up comedy, one-man shows on the internet. We've agreed with that. That's not a good look, even though
I
Dion
just
Cole did
maybe
his
he's
best.
ahead of his time. You know what I mean? Sometimes like it's
Maybe this
like
will just
when the
keep
guy made
going.
Napster.
Maybe
Yeah,
this is
you
just
know.
going to keep going and we're going to be locked down even further at some point. This is going to be this is what stand-up comedy is going to be
Oh
if
god.
Corona fully takes over. So that's the horror that we have awaiting us if that happens, beyond
Oh god.
dying and all that shit.
That is a dark future. I will have
That
to
is
tell you.
tough.
Like I said, I
That is
hate that it was. I hate that Dion Cole was the guy I saw because, like I said, I really like him as a
Dude,
comedian.
you could look
But
up 50 other videos of like worst stand-up comedians doing that, and it's just as cringy, dude. It's even more
yeah,
cringy.
dude.
Like the jokes
I
aren't
mean,
even good. It's just some
that's what
crazy
I'm
person.
saying.
Like it's basically a TikTok video. That's all it is.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying, bro. It's just you have to have balls. Just like he was like workshopping jokes. Like he literally had like a piece of paper out. Like these aren't even jokes that he usually tells. You know what I mean? I'm just like, bro, this
That's
is balls. Yeah, bro. So I mean, like more than anything, I want to just give a shout out to Dion Cole. I feel like you're a true hero for even attempting to break the barrier, but build the wall back up and just let's make that
Please,
Mexico
yeah.
America. let's get that Trump wall going back up, bro.
Call me and Aaron. We'll get your video. Send us the video you do. We'll add a laugh track. And then
Something.
it'll just make it way better. You're too good to just do one man stand up like that.
Or maybe we just need to, bring the crowds back, man. Just, we'll have Corona people in the crowd, we'll have regular people. We just live our lives like how we used
So
to, bro.
everybody just give everybody a Lysol bottle and they can spray. Just be one giant like Lysol spritz.
I just think it's crazy in the midst of all this is that they pretty much did take this out of everybody's hands because that's what we used to do. Like the flu was out there, it's always out there, and it's like, well, you got to live your life, bro. Go to work, you know what I'm saying? And now it's just like, don't touch that. Because, like, bro, like,
Yeah.
I went to this restaurant the other day, and, like, they had it where, like, they had tables set up at the front door. So you just walk in, and they have, like, this sign. It's like, call us and tell us that you're here to pick up your order, and then we'll call you back, and then we'll let you know when it's finally ready, and you can come in and get it. It's like, I have to call y'all 6 times now to get my food. Like, this is crazy.
I mean, you have
But
to do
then
that
on the flip
everywhere out
side,
here. Vets do that. We took
yeah,
my dog to the vet. It's like park in the parking lot and call us, and we'll
right.
take somebody out. It's like, is this a drug deal or?
Right. But then what's even crazier about that is you go to other places and none of that's built in. So like it's literally just at the behest of whatever company it is. But like I go to Walmart and like they're just letting everybody to the door. People are in Walmart on top of each other. Like
Oh yeah.
I'm literally like they're not keeping 6 feet and shit. It's just like, is this real or not? Like if I like what's happening here, man? Like
Remember that Walmart we would go to in Panorama City? That one that was just like in that shitty mall.
bro, I almost got in a fight in there before with
Oh,
the
I've almost
cashier,
been in
dude.
many fights in that place.
Yeah, bro.
But think of how shitty that place was under normal circumstances, and I bet if
Right.
I drove there right now. I mean, hopefully that building's on fire with nobody in it, and it just burns to the ground, and that curse of that place can be over with. But
Oh man. But you know what's crazy, dude? Is I swear, like I've been seeing people not social distancing at all. Like I've been seeing videos online where like literally like it was one where that dude that was on Real World Tech or whatever, like
Tech Money
remember that
still alive?
yeah. Yeah, dude, like I met him out in LA and like I shot some videos with him, so I'm like his friend on Facebook. But I saw recently he just DJ'd like a party or something, bro. Like I ain't trying to snitch on him or nothing, but like legitimately, like it was like 500 people at this party, and I'm like, is this during the virus right now?
That's
Like,
text
like,
fucking text the guy. He's created the
oh yeah,
coronavirus,
man.
bro.
Get him to DJ your parties, bro. Like if you're in LA, man, he'll pop up and DJ your party, and just having Tech there DJing, I feel like
Does
if you're
anybody
from
know
our
who he
era,
is now?
I was about to say you have to be our age to know who that is. You know what I mean? Because like, who
Well,
was I
he's
talking to the other day?
significantly older than us. Like we knew
Oh
him
yeah,
on Real World, but he was older
oh
than
yeah.
us when he was on TV. So it's like, was he like a 50-year-old DJ?
Speaking of the real world, he probably is like 45 or something, more than likely. But he doesn't look like it. You know what I'm saying? Black don't crack, dog. But
Man.
speaking of that, I remember being a kid, and now I realize what MTV really was. Is that it was for people that are like in their tweens and shit. Like I remember being like 12 and 13 watching Real World, being like, oh, I want to be on this show so bad. This looks so awesome. But then like you watch it when you're older, it's like, oh, these are just people going to work every day. This isn't even any drama on this
Or
show. They're
just
literally
like
just
getting shit faced. It's like, oh,
yeah,
you
just
just got a
getting
bunch
drunk.
of teenagers in a house with liquor and shit. It's like,
Right.
okay, like if I was in the real world now, as my age, they'd all be dead. I'd be like, shut the
Oh yeah.
fuck up.
Oh hell yeah. Well, you know what's even funnier is BET had the Black Real World, College Hill. You ever see that? Did you know about that? I don't know if that
I
hits
mean,
your atmosphere or not.
so wait, was
Oh,
it like
bro.
Mad Real World, like Chappelle Show, or was this
Pretty much. Like one, I remember one commercial distinctly in which it was
was
called The
there any
Attack of
white
the
people
Yak.
on the show though? Was there any?
Oh no.
Okay,
Hell no. First off, it was only at historically black colleges, and then they
okay.
would give them off-campus housing. So I don't know if you ever even really been to an HBCU. Everywhere an HBCU is
Look
already
at me,
crazy.
bro.
Like
I don't think they'd welcome me on the.
I'm like, you can come to the campus. They're not gonna like. They don't like. You know, we only sacrifice a white guy every like 3 months. You know what I mean?
Right?
So like, like,
It's the
but
you have to
no,
wait another 100 years till you have to worry about that. But then you
right, right. But no, like legitimately, like one episode, the commercial advertisement was called "The Attack of the Yak." I'll never forget this. What happened was the whole premise of it was that they had a party at the house and somebody brought cognac to the party. And apparently when everybody got really drunk on the cognac, they don't know how to act. So like it was like 5 fights between these two different people. These 2 chicks get in a fight. Somebody tells on their girlfriend or something like that. And I was just like, bro, this is possibly the most trash shit that could have ever been created. Like,
No,
what's
you know what's
going
fucked
on,
up
dude?
though? It's not, because you know what the most trash show is that's like that?
What's that?
Bad Girls Club.
Oh yeah. Oh,
That's
but see,
those are like human abortions that live that
oh,
are
okay.
just like what's going on here? What is the show like? What did you present to the
Oh
network to get
man.
the show? Like, we have all this liquor. we're gonna get a bunch of these fucking trashy hot chicks to be in a house and just get like.
Well,
Like, here's
I'm pretty sure you
Girls
had to have a
Fight
criminal
Club.
record. I think you had to have a criminal record to be on Bad Girls Club, dude.
I
Because
don't
every one of them
know.
chicks, I think the first season, every one of them chicks was like, yeah, and I got locked up for DUI, blah, blah, blah. Then there was the one with that big girl on it, and she was like,
That was
yeah,
the
I gotta
best
go talk to
one.
my
And
PO.
then
Like,
you had like the trash cans, like
yeah,
she
dog.
was like, "Get out this fucking house, y'all."
I'm tired of y'all bitches in this house. Y'all gonna make me lose my mind, y'all. Where's the box?
You know what's fucked up? He was the
Oh,
best
man.
one of those people, and she actually became a host of like the reunion show.
Yeah, I saw that. Hell yeah.
Such a piece of shit. They're like, "Yeah, you a piece of shit. So you gotta host this and control these fucking bees."
It's like when they have like those drag queen shows or whatever. It's like the biggest queen has to be the host of the show. You know what I'm saying? So like that's what her shit was. You know what I mean?
I
Like
guess. I
she was
mean,
the biggest
that is what it is.
atrocity.
It's not that. It's the one that's like the biggest piece of shit, basically. The one that causes the
Well,
most shit. You
well,
know.
she was
So it's,
legendary for sure. But did you
well,
see the
see,
one
what's
in
fucked up is for Bad Girls Clubs. I'm sorry, guys. I've seen many of these because I get high
Oh,
and
I'm a
I
fan. I'm a fan.
enjoy.
I
I'm
admit
not
I'm a
saying it's a
fan of this
bad
show.
show in theory, but I'm saying the people on it are trash and the people behind the scenes are even worse. But
Oh yeah.
the season with the big chick, I can't remember her name right now,
Yeah, me
was
neither.
there was this episode of that where, you know, it's like cliques of chicks that are like fighting in that show or whatever.
Right.
One clique, they literally stole the chick's toothbrushes. And if it's not gross enough to just fuck with somebody's toothbrush and maybe like spit on it or put it in like some whatever, they were literally shoving these things up their ass and puss and just like that was the prank. And you put that on TV. That was just on
Yeah, dude.
TV, just like blurred
Yeah,
out a
dude.
little bit, but it's just like some chick over a sink, like fuck these bitches, yo, I'm about to put this shit up my ass.
Well, I will say, in the defense of my conspiracy mind, I feel like all that was staged, where they had multiple toothbrushes and shit. Because like, if you really do something like
They
that to
made
somebody,
that
you
chick
go to
get up
jail.
on the sink and put something, at least look like she's putting. Whether or not it actually happened and somebody used it, that chick agreed. Okay, like, oh, you want me to film myself looking like I'm putting a toothbrush up my ass? Cool.
Oh
If I
well,
was
I
on
don't
a
even think
TV
it was
show
that
and they
deep.
asked me to do that, I'd be like, hell no.
I don't even think they
No.
asked. I think that they did it, and then the show, in their own defense, went behind them and switched the toothbrushes out. Like that's what I would hope.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that they said to them, like, hey, we got an idea. I think that these chicks were just nasty and did this. And then as a producer of a show, like me personally, like if that was me, I'd be like, yo, we cannot let this chick put this in her mouth. Because if
Yeah, I
she
thought you
finds this
meant
out,
like a
she's going to
producer
kick
was
everybody's
like
ass.
sitting behind the camera, like, yeah, put that toothbrush up your
No,
ass. Here's another
no,
one. This is
no.
bigger. I can see this one better. And it was just like,
I think
whatever.
I'm hoping that they were smart enough to say, let's go buy another toothbrush for this chick before she uses this, because we're all going to get sued for this shit, is what I would hope. Because I would sue the fuck out of a TV show if somebody did that to me and you didn't tell me, dude. Like, if you were
Oh,
filmed
fuck
that and you
yeah.
knew, like, yeah, I'd be pissed off, bro. Like, I'm
Especially if
not
you
playing
got
with
sick
nobody.
afterwards. It's like, yeah, that chick like went home or whatever, and then like 3 months later she had like
Bro,
conjunctivitis or
that's
some
how
shit.
that's how they took out your boy Michael Douglas, bro. Fucking
He
legend,
was
bro.
eating
Fucking,
pussy, bro. That's all that was. He didn't get taken
hey,
out
man.
either.
Hey,
He's
man.
still
All I'm
alive.
saying is this motherfucker got throat cancer from eating too much crotch,
I
bro. Like,
mean,
that's some
he's
fucking
Michael Douglas,
legendary
dude.
shit, dog.
Michael
That's some
Douglas
dirty
was
old
just
man.
out there just saddling up, giving mustache rides
Oh, man.
forever.
That's a dirty old man right there. He living my dream, though, on some real shit. I'm trying to tell you.
Drink enough sugary drinks, you're probably going to get cancer. I guess if you eat enough bad pussy, you're going to get cancer too. If you're Michael
Yeah,
Douglas,
that sugar transmutes, I guess. It just
so.
leaks down there.
Salute. I mean, he's still alive. He got out of it. He's an Ant-Man. He's good. He got that Disney cure now. He ain't gonna.
Oh, man.
He's gonna make
I'd be
it.
like, Michael Douglas go to give you a hug. Oh, back up, man. Hold up.
Yeah.
Hey, get that away from me.
You brush your teeth today, Mike?
Oh, bro, that's what sucks about being famous, man. Once your business gets out in the streets, man, people are
But
just gonna
he
ride
did
with your
that.
joke
He said
forever.
that.
He
He
told,
brought
yeah, I
that to
know,
the country. He's like, yeah, I
bro.
got
I
throat
know,
cancer, guys. You want to know how? No,
I
I didn't
know.
smoke cigarettes. I was licking cat for
But
decades.
see, I feel like he probably lying though too, dog. He's eating
I
some
mean, he
butt,
could be.
man. Yeah,
Of
he
course.
had to eat a little brown. You don't just get cancer from the hole, bro, from
Man, you
pussy,
don't
man.
get
He got that,
no. That just strengthens your immune system, dude. Don't start talking
man.
bad about eating booty. Like you ain't never
I don't
done it.
know. I
You
mean,
ain't one of these people.
I have a very light experience with that because
Sad.
most
I'm
chicks that
sad
I've been
for
with,
you.
yeah, I agree. But most chicks that I've ever tried to deal with weren't really down, or they were. But then once you got down there, the meal they were prepping wasn't cooked all the way.
Well, I mean, dude, you gotta come at it from your perspective. So if you're gonna do that, you know, maybe you just like get in a shower with them. Like there's things you can do to make
Yeah,
sure
that's what I'm
that when
saying.
you
Yeah,
get
that's
to
what I mean.
that aspect of it, you
Right,
know,
right.
you
You got to
can't just
prep that.
go in. It's not like going
Right,
to a buffet and you just like go in, sit down, and start eating. You got to make sure the prep's
right,
been done.
right,
There's
right.
proper precautions. There's not,
I
there's.
totally agree. I
But
totally
you don't
agree.
start talking shit about booty eating because
Well,
I'm
I mean,
already
also
on
though,
record and I'm pro booty eating. I have a wife who's this is not part of my life anymore, but as a younger man, I definitely know what goes into it, familiar, and I have
well,
nothing against people that enjoy it. So don't judge people, Aaron.
I don't judge. I'm just saying that I have limited experiences in my
Well, Michael
small sample
Douglas doesn't.
sizes. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, like I
And
said,
that's
he was old
actually, you
country
know what?
buffet.
Let me revise what I said. He didn't get over throat cancer because of whatever. He got throat cancer from eating pussy, and he got over it because he ate butt. You get me? The
That's the
immune
cure.
system boost he got from eating the butt got him over the cancer he got from eating
Oh
the pussy.
god.
So it was just like,
I'd
and
love
that's
to.
crazy because that's like how many inches is that from cancer to cure? It's like,
I mean, hey, maybe we need to have him talk to some of these medical professionals out here. Maybe he'll figure out how to stop this corona because I
I
feel
mean,
like maybe the cure is just that close. It's just a gooch away.
we just gotta call like get a bunch of strip clubs. That's where we gotta start there, and we'll work our way up to the medical community.
So, since this is a podcast and we are delving into our deeper characters, I just have to ask this question now. Not that I want to know, but I feel like the people have to know this. Is that what is your take on being booty eight?
Oh, I would never. I'm
Yeah.
First of all, for most of my life I was morbidly obese. So, I feel like that's something you got to get at like at a young age and
Ooh,
experience.
I
But
mean,
the only thing I've ever had is somebody try to put a finger near it, and anywhere near it's like nope. But to put somebody's mouth near my ass, I mean,
yeah.
they're gonna get some kind of cancer. They're gonna get There's just not gonna come away from that unscathed, either
Yeah, that's
mentally or
me too.
physically. It's just not a good look, and I don't get why
Right, that's
guys
me
would
too,
want
bro.
it. Like, there's no
I
experience. Like, a
mean,
girl gets their pussy, and they
I
have
feel
some
like
experience having a face down there. But I don't have anybody in there like.
you've
Booty.
gotten head before, man. You've gotten
Yeah,
head
but it
before,
ain't
bro. Come on, man.
okay. It's not. Let's
A
not
girl has
start
licked your
comparing
ball. A
apples
girl's
to
played with your
oranges here.
nuts. A girl's played with your nuts before. It's just like I said, just a gooch away, bro. It's right there, you know.
That being said, hard no. If you're trying to eat this
Well,
butt, you better go in with a hazmat suit.
that's
Get
me,
some
bro.
kind of
Like,
like, get some disinfecting. Like, it just is not. I'm a guy. Like,
yeah, man. On my
it's
take
not a
on
good
it, like,
thing.
I know the history of my butthole, kind of like what you said too, and it's
Yeah.
just like I've had hemorrhoids most of my life. I'm not ashamed to
I
share this
mean,
with people.
I got you, bro. I'm 36. I'm
Yeah,
old. I got
that's what
it.
I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, and I just feel like depending on what my diet was prior to doing that as well, it can be vastly dramatic of what comes out on the other end. So, like, it could be some wet, soupy slop. and I didn't get it all, and I don't want you to go down there, shorty, like just for your own safety, you know what I mean? But it could also be a hard, chunky mess, and
I
then
mean,
like
I would hope that anybody would do their best if they think that's going to happen to them, that they're going to clean that stitch up, and they're not going to throw somebody into Vietnam and just have them go into a swampy mess.
I don't think anybody goes into their
Come
day
on,
thinking I'm
man.
going to get my butt ate today. I don't think that's something that's on the regular
I feel
list
like,
of
unless
things.
you're
You
just
know?
living that like swing lifestyle, you got at least like a 10-minute window where you know your ass is about to get licked. So,
Well, I mean, I've
don't be
seen.
like, hey, I need to go wash my hand. Like, make up I think I heard something downstairs, and just like clear out, get a little attention to it, and then go for it. But for me,
it's a no-go.
First of all, I'm married, so my wife, I would never put her through anything like that. And quite frankly, I would just be hurt if I was a woman and a guy asked me to eat his ass, I would feel attacked. I'd be like, no.
I mean, that's a big ask. That's a big ask, bro. Yeah, that's a pretty big ask. But I mean, like also. But dude, there's such a level of prep that goes into it, because like I saw this video on the internet recently of like porn chicks talking about.
What video did you watch where they're? Oh, okay.
Well, it was like a documentary. No, and they were saying like
about ass eating, dude.
No, like about being a porn star. But she was saying that she said that she had an anal scene later that day, so she couldn't eat anything. So like literally like for the entire day, she didn't eat any food so that she wouldn't have anything coming out of her, I guess. But it's just like. That is a lot of prep
being like
for something.
Stabbed by a giant.
Well, I mean, yeah, of course. I mean, it's like getting a fucking prostate exam times a million. You know what I mean? Like,
it's way worse than that. Have you seen that meme of that guy that was going around like right when this coronavirus hit? That big black dude that's just like sitting on the side of the bed with his dick out.
No, I did not see that at all. No, I didn't see that.
The big bald black. It went so deep that people found out who that guy was, and he's like dead now. And people are like, it's sad because he just did porno to like make ends meet at a bad time in his life. But it was like a meme going around at the beginning of the month where it's just like this huge black dude with just a like.
I did not see this.
I mean, it was scary to me, but it was also,
Oh man, but no, man.
No, I would not.
Honestly, I can't.
This conversation, Aaron.
Well, I was about to say,
I don't want anyone eating my ass.
Well, I was gonna say I don't even watch porn anymore, really, dude. Because like the last time I went on there, I saw something that kind of terrified me, and ever since then, I just have decided it's just kind of gotten too out there, which was. Apparently, I didn't watch this video. I just saw the clip. So, you can see the clips in the corners. There was a clip of a guy sticking his own dick up his own ass, which after I saw that, I was just, it looked like a pretzel, Annie Ann's pretzel shop going down there for sure from the little piece that I saw.
That was actually just an Auntie Anne's like viral marketing ad. Like,
they need to definitely work on that campaign, because I was taken aback and shocked. Needless to say,
I mean, if you're trying to find disturbing porno, though, I mean, you could just go. Bert Kreischer, the comedian, brought up a porno type that I've never heard of and looked into just like once or twice. It's not erotic at all. It's literally like a porno where women are like sinking in quicksand.
What the fuck?
Exactly. That's the reaction you should have if you're a real normal human being. But it's just like, just women like it's porno acting, and it's literally women just like, oh, help me, please. And I never got far enough to see if like maybe some guy comes with like a hard dick and he's like, get out of the quicksand. And I don't think it's that. I think it's just women sinking in quicksand that are like half naked.
That's strange. Yeah, that's very strange. I remember that this was way back in the day. There used to be this shady ass porn shop. This was back before the internet and all that. And it was near the 7-Eleven I would go to all the time. And I remember one of my boys told me, he's like, yeah, you can go in there and buy stuff, man. They don't check your ID or nothing, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, man, you full of shit. So I go in there, I'm probably like 15, right? And when I was 15, I looked, I had a beard and all that, so maybe they thought I was just grown, they didn't ask, I don't know. But bro, like I go in there.
Care. They knew.
Yeah, exactly. So I go in there and I bought this. I bought the standard stuff, West Coast production stuff that you usually would find there. Some quality material. But then I just saw one that was on the sale rack for like $2. All the rest of these things in there are like $25. Yeah, like every other video on the shelf is like $25, right? So I'm like, it's only like $2. Like, let me just pick it up. A little quick little impulse buy. I didn't even look at the title. It was called "Fucked in the Brain," and I didn't understand that they meant that like mentally fucked up shit that you were about to see, right? I thought it meant
it
more
was just like chicks giving dome,
exactly, yeah, because we're from that time period where we used to call it brain and shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like that's what I'm thinking too. Like, oh yeah, I watch some chicks suck some dick or whatever. Man, I put this thing on, dog. The first clip is like a voyeuristic ass porn where like it's two people fucking from a room and a guy is outside across the pool, like hiding in the bushes watching them. And that's the whole perspective of it. It's like never cuts away.
Dude, you bought a
like,
fucking what are they called?
Psycho shit.
You bought a snuff movie, dude. Some rich guy
pretty
made
much.
a snuff
Oh,
film,
bro.
dude.
But no, so like I immediately am like, this is weird. So I go to the next one. It's like this goth chick with like antlers on her head and a black guy and a white guy inside of a meat locker. And she's holding a steak on her chest, licking a raw steak, and then the dude starts banging her. And she's like licking the steak while they're fucking and shit, and like putting like fake blood on her chest and shit. Yeah, like it was I was like, yep. And I immediately took that shit out the player and threw it in the trash. Like, and you're a kid, so you gotta like hide it or whatever. So like,
yeah, dude.
Damn, like in my neighbor's dumpster. Oh, I was like so shocked, man. Like never the same again after that.
I'm a little older, like I'm like 4 years older than you, but I remember clearly like the porn that I was getting when I was like first getting a porno tape. So there was no internet.
Right.
There was porno mags and there were tapes of porno. There wasn't even a DVD at this point in time.
Right.
I think it was in like junior high. And I clearly remember this porno tape that went around to like, people just pass it around. It's like you get it for a week and then you give it to somebody else.
Right.
And it was, shot on film, clearly. Like, this was in the 90s or whatever, but this was clearly a 70s porn.
Right, yeah. Well, that's all the porn in the 90s was from the 70s. If people don't know this, just for all the youngins listening, this is a history lesson for you all. There was not a new update every week like these websites have now. You literally get a tape from your older brother who got it from your uncle who got it from probably your grandfather. So
yeah, it's been circulating for decades at this point. Like, but this one in particular, like I'll never forget this. Like, put it in. It looks like a real movie at first. There's a story. It's like an hour and a half porno tape. And it's not just like clips of people fucking. There's a story. Right. So I'm just gonna briefly summarize this movie. There's a doctor. He has two assistants. They die. I don't remember how they die. These are two like white, just like look like white moms from the suburbs. Right. They don't, porno women were not what they were now. These are 70s Bush, 70s women, porno women. So,
that classic primo, unshaven, yes.
One looked like Macho Man Randy Savage's wife, kind of and one looked like Luna Vachon, who is also like a ring girl in WWE. But if you remember that one, just like white trash. Yeah. So picture that. They die. They become sexual ghosts who become embroiled in a plot with, I think it was the devil, but it's a black dude. And I think he's the devil. He had white, or red lights and red glows around him and smoke wherever he was in it. So this movie is basically you see him become ghosts. But, it just is like a movie at this point. So then they get charged with going to try to make contact with this doctor that they used to work for. And in doing so, they start basically fucking men as ghosts to get to this doctor who's still alive at the behest of this black devil dude. So it's just if you remember Ghostbusters 1, there's a scene in that where the guy gets his dick sucked by a ghost, but it's just his pants getting undone. And then it's just weird special effects. picture that, but then when they undo his pants, a hard dick comes out. They like it's just these chicks sucking it, but they'll cut away, and it's just a guy with a hard dick, like reacting like, "Oh fuck!" But
Oh yeah.
like in the movie, he's just like sleeping with his girlfriend. So like he's getting his dick sucked by ghosts, and then like he comes, and his girlfriend's like, "What the fuck?" But that's like basically this whole movie until what I remember the finale is
Oh,
the
so you watched
black.
the whole thing? Oh.
Well, dude, I mean, I had the porno tape for a week. You had to keep going. Like, I'd make it through like one scene, get to
Yeah.
then my next Jack sesh, whenever that would be the next. You get through it like I came, stop, and then the next
Right.
So the end of
Which
it
is
was
one
just,
of the beauties of tape, I will say. That's one thing that we lost in the internet phase is that you can't
yeah,
really
but that can get you in
find that
trouble too
lucky
because if
spot.
you have a porno tape or a tape in general, they like as a kid I would tape like movies on Cinemax.
Yeah.
But they'd be like sandwiched in between regular movies. So if like my mom and dad
Right.
shacked, but if you fucked up and didn't rewind it, your mom and dad would be like, "Oh, I want to watch the
I want to see
tape that
Homeward
we made."
Bound.
Yeah, whatever. And it's like some guy getting his dick sucked on Cinemax.
Oh man.
But
I
yeah,
wasn't never that deep with my skills. I didn't have a VCR, so I couldn't do
bro.
all that.
I mean, I had to. I was privileged. I had a VCR. I would do that. But this specific old porno that I got, like, that's what we were working with. It was like literally somebody made a movie and was like, you know what would make this way better? They need to fuck. So get the
Right.
dick out. Great. We got all the drugs. She's crying. She lost her husband. Great. Cut. Okay, now suck his dick. Like, and
Right.
then it's like,
Well,
what?
it's funny that you would bring that up because I was recently thinking about just how much sex scenes in movies have progressed, dude. Because it used to be like what you said, like Ghostbuster shit, where it would just like they would allude to it. You know what I mean? Where
Or
it's just
show you
like,
with
and then
titties.
they,
And that
yeah,
would
or
be
then
like,
they just,
oh.
right, and then they just fade out. You know what I'm saying? And they come back, and this is like another scene, and like they'd be like happy the next morning.
Or they're smoking a cigarette. Like, God
Right.
damn.
What is it about good sex that makes me have to crap?
Like the point of ejaculation on some of these, where it's like, God damn, yo, like this is Fox. Like, what are y'all doing right now? I'm saying, like, I've literally seen a regular TV show where like they strip the chick damn near naked and don't show like, and they show man ass instead of chicks now. So the nudity on TV now is big man booty cheeks, like just slapping against a woman's body. And it's like, this is more vile than actually seeing a titty, I feel like, because I don't like, this is kind of violent. Like, I'm seeing him thrust. Like, I don't need this. I know what's happening. You know what I mean? Like,
and also it's just more aggressive. It's like they're putting sex scenes in movies that don't require it. Like,
right.
You see, like rom-coms. Like, I like the movie The Wedding Singer with Adam Sandler. Funny. There's relationships, but at no point in that movie is he ripping her shirt off and like straight drilling this chick. We watched, Kendra and I watched a movie. I don't even remember when we saw this piece of shit, but it was one of these Tiffany Haddish movies that came out where it's like, I think it was like What Men Want but Nobody's Fool. That's what it was. Thanks, babe.
Yeah.
In that movie, it's just a bad, it's not like a great comedy. I love Tiffany Haddish, but this is not a good movie. But in the middle of this like there's a guy who's like the love interest, right? He's just like some really handsome black dude. In the middle of this, out of nowhere, when they start like coming together, and it's like, oh, the relationship's working. This guy shows up at the house, and then they have this weird like 3D Matrix, like it's like filmed like in this weird like music video way, where it's like it's a full-on sex scene where it's like you don't see any of the woman's naked body. It's just the guy like on top of her in these weird different positions that accentuate his ass like fucking like going up and down. But it's like they went from like a PG-13 movie. I mean, it was rated R maybe, but it was just like there was no like real racy shit. And then it's like,
we didn't need this.
Like the car, somebody hit the brake and was like, get some fucking in this. And then like some porno, they shot a porno in the middle of it. But it's like, why? Like you watch it, it's like, what the fuck was the thought process?
Right.
Here, dude?
Like And I could see if like some movies they do it as a joke where like maybe like something funny happens while they're doing it, so you want to show that. But like literally most movies they just show a really passionate like sex scene, and it's like you could have just faded to black at any moment through this, and I would have known what happened. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't need to, because they're gonna fade to black anyways. You know what I'm saying? Like at some point, like I've never seen a movie where they're literally like, "Oh, this motherfucker nutted," and you see the nut. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we know it's not gonna happen,
dude.
You know what I
This
mean?
movie I was just telling you about, that whatever the Tiffany Haddish one, like they might as well have just ended the sex scene with just like only this much, like the chick's chest without showing her titties and her head, and then just like a low, and that was like the edit point of the scene, because it was just like jarring. It was like a pretty like decent, like you could show this to like my mom who's she doesn't like cursing even, and for like up until they have sex she's been like, oh, this is a pleasant movie, like, but then like a second later there's just a dude just going to, in a way,
and it's always
like,
the most brawny dude too. Like it's some huge,
this guy
like
was buffed out,
yeah,
dude.
bro.
This guy was muscled up.
I mean, I don't
He
know,
had
bro.
that
The
dick
world
root.
has changed.
He had that like little dick root thing where it was just like,
yeah, dog.
that's
bro.
a
That's what got me. I think that show I watched 911. They showed Dick Root on that, and I'm like, bro, like, okay, we get it. Like the guy on it's supposed to be the hot guy and shit, but like he's getting out the shower, going to work. We don't need to see a Dick Root right now, bro.
That's
like
why
it has nothing to do with the story.
Netflix show Altered Carbon.
Oh hell yeah, dude. Oh yeah, they
like,
showed that guy's body way too much, bro. It's like chill out, man. Like I'm not even on some like, hey, if you like seeing that stuff, cool, do you? But it's not adding to the story. Like I could see if like it was a reason that we saw, like in the Matrix, like people get somewhat naked because you're seeing like the hoses on them and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And like seeing that they were actually in the Matrix. But like if it's just like some guy waking up and he rolls out of bed and it's just like, oh look, I got an 8-pack and here's a little booty cheek, for you.
And also, I'm like not muscular, but I've had enough muscles in my life to see a 6-pack on my body. But I've never been to the point where I didn't have to like flex. Like they're making an effort to show those muscles. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he just is like, dude, oh yeah, sloppy body. Like I just woke up. It's like he's like getting out there like
he just did 300 push-ups. Yeah, you know what
and he hasn't drank any water for like 8 days right before they shot that scene.
Oh yeah, dude. Well, you have to do so much crap to even have a 6-pack showing on you, dude. Like I assigned it in my mind early on. I was like, I'm in shape enough. I'm gonna do what I've been doing. I'm not stepping into this threshold of insanity. Because like I said, I saw some dude, bro. Like he literally is just, his whole thing is no cheat day. He's like, I don't even eat carrot cake no more. And I'm like, you have no love in life, dog. Like, it's like you don't eat a cookie. Like, come on, man. Like one cookie, bro. Like
I was like that. I mean, you remember when we were living together? I was just eating beans and eggs and like almonds with apples was my cheat.
Bro, that shit
like that ain't fun.
I mean, you get in shape. Don't get me wrong. Like it's cool being in shape and everything, but at the same time, like every once in a while, dude, I smoke a Black and Mild. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't smoke, but I enjoy a cool breeze in a Black and Mild sometimes. It's nice. You know what I'm saying? Like it makes you feel good. That's all I'm saying. Like just enjoy your life.
Ghetto. It's just like I don't like a lot of finer things in life, but I gotta have a Black and Mild every once in a while.
Hey man, first and foremost,
Black and Mild every once in a while.
First and foremost, a Black and Mild, if you smoke it right, will last you like 3 days. Because I don't just smoke it all in one setting. That's too much. You know what I'm saying? So like I just take like a couple puffs on it, but you get that little head rush, man, and it's like, oh man, I remember when I used to really smoke these, and you just kind of have a little flashback, and then it gets nasty, and then you're like, oh, I remember why I stopped. You know what I mean? Like because it's only good for like 3 puffs.
Putting weed in them, like using them like freaking them and putting weed in it, so you just had like a self-contained little, you could like take it into a concert when it wasn't all over the place and just like hide it, but I can't smoke that shit. I haven't even smoked like a blunt since, and definitely since you lived here, for sure.
Oh yeah, I mean,
I
don't even really. I feel like it's a waste, man. Like I just be hitting little bowls now, bro. But I can't smoke no more, bro. I'm telling you, man. Like I legitimately do. Like I smoke like a one hitter. I put like this much in there and hit like 2 of those and be asleep for 3 hours. So like I just realized I got to stop doing that shit. I got stuff to do in this world, man. But then on the flip side of that, I'll drink like 100 milligrams of an edible and fucking be totally cool though. Like be talking to you like everything's fine. Now I ain't fresh. I will admit, like I ain't gonna go hoop or nothing, but I'm fine on that shit.
I think mine's situational now. I can't do what I used to, but edibles like that liquid stuff that they have now. That shit is. I can't. I don't really have like the. I can tolerate just feeling like loopy, but I can't stop eating off that shit. Like when I drink
Oh
it, it's
yeah.
literally that switch gets flipped, and like I'll eat dinner, and then I'll have dessert, and then I'll be like, oh, I'm still hungry. I'll have a bowl of cereal, and then I'll be like, I want some more sweets. I'll have another dessert. It's just like
Well,
I can't get that to stop.
do you eat before you take them?
No.
Because like me, I never take it on an empty stomach. See, that's the thing. Like I always try to eat before I do it, and I feel like because I know I ate before, it kind of kicks in with the food. And don't get me wrong, I still eat a bunch of shit, but I feel like it kind of makes it a little bit more subtle. Like if I do it on empty stomach, like guaranteed, like 2 or 3 hours from then, I'm gonna be doing what you're doing. Like I'm gonna be in the kitchen, just like cooking or doing something, trying to eat. You know what I mean? Because I did that yesterday actually. When we were on playing Call of Duty and shit. That's why I told you I was like, man, I gotta get up off this shit because like I didn't eat before I took it, and then I ate afterwards, and then that food kicks in. It just makes you lazy as fuck. But like, if you eat first,
if you're on Call of Duty Warzone, holler at Sasha Fresco.
or Salt and Slaughter.
We suck, but you can join our team and suck with us. So
Yeah, we play second in plunder, but we are not battle royale guys. Just so y'all know.
But,
like,
yeah.
But as soon as they start shooting.
Yeah, I mean, we ain't gonna win, but Sasha Fresco, Salt and Slaughter, holler. We'll get some money for your team. We'll squad up.
Yeah, hell yeah, yeah. We get bags.
But no,
But,
man, I can't. I will eat. I could eat the equivalent of like, I mean, who knows? It's basically like a dog on. I'm basically become a puppy on that. Where if you put food in front of me that I like, it's gone. It will be gone.
Well, just take my expert advice. Eat something first next time. Just see how you feel with that. Like eat like a good meal. Like you get like a burger and fries, bro, and then just take a big old swig of some weed lean and see what happens to you.
All right.
I think you'll enjoy it a little bit more.
I'll give it a shot. Noted.
But yeah, I don't know if you want to check out these videos you had here, and then we call it quits here.
Well,
feel like we've given the people enough today.
Yeah, I definitely. We had a list and we hit some of it. We'll get on these other topics. Like the homeless man digging in his ass is something I want to explore with you, but maybe we'll get into that on the podcast.
Well, I mean, we could just graze over that really quickly because we did talk about this whole topic of buttholes earlier today.
That's true.
But I just feel like in LA, at some point you're gonna see a naked homeless person, dude. Like it just happens to everybody. You know what I mean?
No, you will. So we're not gonna cover this anymore, but this is gonna be my little story. We're gonna get into some internet videos here shortly, but I've been jogging a lot with my wife to fill the time and to work out during this COVID shit. And it's been going pretty good. I live near a beach near Los Angeles, so we have a lot of good scenery. And we take this one way, and we've been jogging it pretty well. And the other day, it was a beautiful day. We were running. Everything's going great. And then, LA hit, and running. Up ahead, I see a homeless man at a bus stop. That's pretty normal. Get a block up from the guy, or get a little bit further up, and the guy straight up just drops trowel. I've seen homeless ass, not too concerning. So we keep running. We make our 6 feet distance away from the ass just to make sure that we don't get any COVID or any pink eye or anything coming out of that guy's asshole. And then I get right. I mean, it couldn't have timed more perfectly. Jogging, I don't jog fast, but I get up to the guy. I'm basically parallel with him, so he's right on my left side, and I should have just looked ahead. I was just trying to look ahead, but for whatever reason, I looked left, and I just stared deep down inside. This guy had a finger so deep in his ass that, I mean, I saw it, and then I looked away, like horrified. My wife, she got it. She saw it. She saw some balls too. So,
oh god,
just know. If you're in LA right now, or if you're in LA, period, you might think, oh, it's beautiful here. You could be in Beverly Hills, But if you
Oh
turn
yeah.
the wrong corner and you go past
Oh
the
yeah.
homeless guy, I've seen homeless ass. I've seen what I just explained to you. I've seen a person bent over shooting piss directly down the sidewalk at people. And I've seen like a woman wipe her ass with a wet nap and then just drop it while I was walking into. I've seen it all. So this isn't out
Yeah,
of the realm
dude.
of possibility, but I will say that it made me feel happy that, we saw it. This guy's out here, but I made it. I don't have corona. And I think that our society as a whole is going to make it out of this. And we just need to take this guy's, just avoid people like that. Avoid seeing homeless people digging in their ass. Maybe avoid digging in your own ass or
Well,
eating
I'm
ass.
glad. I'm glad that you found some inspiration in that moment for sure.
Yeah, but I feel like, I just like feel like I moved on. I got past it, and I feel like that's what we're all doing. And I feel like just getting over that one situation really made me feel better about this whole COVID thing. So thanks, homeless guy.
Yeah,
Also,
I
maybe
mean,
get some toilet paper or something instead of that finger. You don't want to dig on that.
it is interesting that you find out how resilient you are when you're faced with adversity. Like you think to yourself, like this is the worst thing that could happen, and then something worse than it happens, and you're still your same self.
Yeah.
You just gotta. You have an experience now that you can share with people.
I'm a more complete person. There's something else that I can check off the list of. Never seen that before. Well, I've seen it. So,
well,
homeless
I will
guy
say,
fingering himself. Good. We can
oh
move
god,
past
fingering
that.
himself. Well, I will say, man, LA is very jarring for most people. Like, because you have this idea in your mind of like the glitz and glam of like Malibu and Hollywood and shit. You know what I'm saying? So like, you kind of think that when you go out there, and then when you actually get to LA, and like you have to like get over the culture shock of everything, where it's like, oh, don't step on that. Like, what are you talking about? Like that dark spot there on the sidewalk. You should not step on that. That is shit. Like,
Don't sit on a bus stop bench. Don't touch anything. Like
right.
we have like water fountains that are public water fountains, like in Santa Monica, that you can just like
Oh,
they're
hell
next to
no.
a bus station or something, and it's like you'll see kids using them. You'll see parents allowing their kids to use them. It's like, what are you thinking? Do you think anyone has cleaned that? Since the
Bruh.
guy that was fingering his ass took a little hit off that shit, or somebody lets their dog drink off of it, you don't know what's happened to that shit.
Well, dude, I seen like downtown Broadway in Nashville is like all bars, and they're all dive bars, and you know how it is, bro. Like they don't be cleaning bars up like how you usually clean a place up. Like I've never seen anybody mop in that fucking restaurant that I worked in, dude. Like not even once. Like I've seen them sweep, but I've never like maybe they do it late at night. I don't know, but to me, the floors were perpetually dirty. Just like, you go to college bars and shit, like it's always like grime on the wall and stuff. Like,
and
you know what I mean? Like,
like that stale
yeah,
beer bar smell.
yeah,
Ugh.
exactly. That's how this place was. I saw a couple come in with their kid. His baby was probably like 6 months old, so he was like crawling around and stuff on the floor with no shoes on and its bare hands. And they never sanitized it. They didn't wash this baby's hands off, nothing. They were letting this kid crawl on the floor in this restaurant. And like even the people that were working there, like I looked over at somebody, I was like, yo, you see these people? Like, and I even tried to tell them, I was like, man, I might not want to just let y'all kid go anywhere, but I don't think they caught what I was saying. You know what I mean? Like, I think they thought that I was just trying to be an asshole or something, but like literally, dude, like that little kid might be patient zero, dude. Like, cause who knows what they got off that floor, bro? Like, I've never seen it clean one time. And you just let your kid crawl on a bar floor, like, you're bad parents. I don't got kids, but
why were they?
parents.
Their bad parents just bringing a kid to a downtown Nashville bar really at all, honestly.
I kind of understand that because you're young parents, you want to still have fun, and your kid's young and they don't really know what's going on anyways. But yeah, it's not a place for kids. Like if you come into a bar and ask if they have a kids menu and they tell you no, you should probably leave. Just letting you know, like off the rip, because there's no mindset whatsoever. It's like that place I worked at barely ID'd, bro. Like literally, like they would let people in, and then you had to ID them at the table. Every other bar in that town, before you get to the doorway, they would like pull your ID out. We're not letting you in without seeing it. Like they would let people in. Like you know how many fake IDs they found in that place one day? It was like 20, dude. And it was one of the persons got me. Like they tricked me, and I literally said to the guy like when they showed me, I was like, man, this shit says Montana on it. Like I don't know what the Montana license looks like. He said he was 21. I'm trying to make this money, dog. So they took his drink and they still made him pay for it, which I was like, cool, I'm still getting my money, so I don't care. But like legitimately, like I don't care, bro. Like kill yourself. Like I should be a bartender. You know what I'm saying? And like I've literally given a guy almost a half a bottle of vodka to himself. He was this rich asshole in there. He would come in there at 8 a.m, like before the bar was even really open, and sit there and talk to me while I'm opening the bar and be trying to get drinks before I can even serve them to him. So then when it would be time to serve them to him, he'd be like, yeah, make it a double. So I just charge him for doubles every time. But like if the glass was like, let's say, I'm trying to show you on the camera, if the glass was this big, I put this much liquor in there. So like
Julian. I don't know where I felt like I get a little drink around here, do you, bud?
half the glass was straight liquor. Yeah.
Hey,
and
man,
this place I worked
people
at,
gotta
all
be
our drinks were-
alcoholics, you know.
I
You
don't
gotta live.
Yeah, that's what I
man.
said. I was like, he needs his medicine. Yeah. Like I literally was looking at him like, oh, you need your meds. Cool. Here you go, bro. Drink up, man. It's like, and as long he said he wasn't driving anywhere, so I was like, you say you're not driving, cool. Walk your ass wherever you're going, then, bro. Peace. And then that was the end of it. Like,
That shit's crazy.
luckily that guy didn't die, and I've actually seen him since then, like out in public, because he's like this big time dude. He has like a restaurant and shit. So like I would see him, and he actually remembers me, which I couldn't believe, because I was like, damn, you actually were coherent after all that shit.
Yeah,
like
right?
you know who I am.
I mean, it's probably
like
like us
shocked.
and weed. That's probably just like maintenance
Yeah, dude.
shit. You know what I'm saying?
His liver's just a pickle, dog. Like literally, it's just a fucking pickle in his gut.
Just leaks out. He just has like a hole in his back. It's like, yeah, it's just my liquor hole. It's just
Pretty much, man. Right. It's like just fucking drinking what's that, mouthwash and shit, man. Like, you might as well have been, dude. Because bro, he was drinking fucking vodka. Like vodka is nasty anyways. You know what I'm saying? Like if you tell me that you like drinks and then you drink vodka, like I look down on you. Like if it's not tequila or like rum or sometimes gin, I don't have any respect for you as a person drinking vodka, dude, because it's the most disgusting basic ass drink. You know what I'm saying? And I've had good vodka drinks, but no, that's not how I want to get drunk. I'm good on that.
I mean, I don't like the only alcohol I like is in girly drinks. So I'm not like I can't really speak on drinking because I don't drink it, and when I do, it's like embarrassing for me to order what I'd want. So I usually don't drink anyway. Like everyone else is like,
man.
I'll have a vodka, I'll have a scotch on the rocks. I'm like, I'll have a margarita, please.
But it's not a girly drink, man. Fuck out of here, bro. No, it's not.
Oh, it is. Okay. Mojito.
I mean,
It's just
I've seen
like,
guys
feel
get
less
mojitos,
manly.
bro.
I mean, I don't feel bad. I'll still do it, but it's like
What you're
taste of
naming,
liquor.
those are classic cocktails, first off. That's not
All right,
a girly
bro,
drink. You know what I'm
All
saying?
right, fucking
And
cocktails. This
first
motherfucker
and
is Tom
foremost,
Cruise in Nashville. Like,
I mean, I literally was, dude, because like I was like at a high end bar, so like I couldn't just make the drinks. People wanted like the show, so I had to be like, this
you had to
syrup
do
here,
that?
bro. I literally would make drinks and tell people because like, I made the syrups for the drinks too. So like I'd be like, this syrup here is a lavender infused simple syrup that we use that we make in house. And like, oh really? Oh, how do you do that? And it's like literally. I get a bunch of lavender tea and boil it with sugar water, dog, and it's
Right.
now lavender. So I'm like, it's not that complicated, but it sounds dope. You know what I'm saying? And so like then they get it like, oh, you can taste this. Oh, the lavender is so delicate, blah blah blah. It's like, man, just do
Bro,
drunk
you
ass
could
up,
have
man.
given them water, and they probably would have been like, "Oh, this shit is so tasty."
Hell yeah. Bro, I'm trying to tell you, bro. Like, I'd be in there lying my ass off about shit sometimes, bro. Just making up shit about drinks and like doing like high pours for no reason, like holding the shit up here and pouring it down and shit. And people like, oh man, he's good. It's like I'm pouring into a cup, dog. Like this is
Pours
not.
well, y'all. Look at this motherfucker over
That's
here.
that exact accent and everything. I remember one time, like, because we had like this certain type of ice that stacks up in the glass, and like I would always come to work pissed off, dude. Like, because it'd be like 8 a.m. and people are like already here asking me for a drink, and I still gotta like go get ice and do all this shit to clean the bar off. So like I would always have an attitude, anyways, and I didn't like doing that shit. But like literally, like it'd be 8 a.m. and like people are like, oh wow, you put all the ice in the glass and it's stacked up in a perfect stack. It's like, yeah, that's the only way this ice fits in the glass. Like, no, it's not. You're lying. Let me see. It's like, here, see? Like, oh man, that's incredible. It's like, because ice is in a cup. It's incredible. I'll be like, get the. Like, I would go in the back and literally like just like cuss for like 5 minutes to myself. And people are like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, nothing. And I just go back out and go to work. And then I know they thought I was crazy, dude. But the way I quit was the same shit. Like one day I just came in there, I was like, I can't do this shit no more. And they're like, what do you mean? I was like, I fucking hate it here. And I just left. I know they were so pissed, but hey man,
I wish I'd been able to. I've only been able to quit one job, and it's because I had another job. So I've never had like the satisfaction doing that. But that shit must be awesome.
I'm legendary for that, bro. I've quit mad jobs just on the fly. Like, hey, man, y'all got the wrong guy here, man. Because what it is that I feel like I'm a very hireable candidate. Like, if you see my resume and hear me talk and talk to me and meet me, like, I'm a great person. But do I want to do this? No, I'm motivated by money. People don't seem to comprehend that. You know, that's why I like people quitting Amazon and shit right now with all this coronavirus shit. Like, I do the same thing. It's like, man, yeah, like, it's cool that y'all are paying us more money because of the virus, but I don't want to fucking die. So like,
also,
I'm
just
cool
seems like
quitting.
a shitty company to work for, and like everyone tolerates like
dude.
how bad it is because it's
Hell
just like. But when you have
it's
a virus
do.
on top of it, it's like nah.
I mean, they're literally lifting boxes of other people's shit. You know what I mean? It's like when you work at Disney World. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody's having the greatest day of their life.
You got to do this many boxes.
Right.
You got to now. 20 seconds. You got 20 seconds.
Yeah, dude. Crazy. Like it's like it's like if you work anywhere cool, everybody thinks that you're just having the greatest day of your life. Like, oh man, you work at Disney World. That's awesome. Don't you love it here? Blah blah. It's like, no, I'm at work, motherfucker. You're on vacation, not me. I'm going home to my shitty ass apartment, and you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna have a drink and I'm gonna cuss about all of you people asking me why I like working here, because I fucking don't. But it just is.
I worked at Universal Studios, bro. I believe me, I know that. And also, I worked my first job was at a movie theater that I went to all the time. So it was like when I got it, I was like, holy shit, this is the best. Like, because it was my first job ever. Worst job ever. That was one of the worst fucking jobs ever. So I never want to work unless it's like weed. I really never want to work in something that I love personally. You know, just
I could dig that. Hell yeah, bro. My fucking first job ever, I worked at Captain D's, bro, making $5.25 an hour.
I think I made like six. I was trying to think of that the other day. Like, how much did I make in my first job? I think it was like $6.75 or some bullshit like that.
Fucking crazy, dude. They used to get over on high school kids back in the day, dog. Because I used to be in there closing. I used to close Captain D's like on weekdays and shit. At 10 o'clock, I would close the store down and be making $20.
I worked for a pizza place that made me do that shit too. They'd be like, yeah, you need to close on Thursday. It's like, I have school tomorrow. And they'd be like, hey, man, you want this job? And it's like, my parents would be like, you'd rather, because I sucked at school anyway. So they're like, you better, if you need to get all A's if you don't want this job. And it's like, well, I'm not going to be able to do that. So
right. Hell yeah. Something got to give here, man. I need money. Shit. But yeah, bro, it's just crazy. But let's check these videos out and then we can roll. So let's just watch like a couple.
Kanye sandals next week. You can show me whatever these atrocious things are.
Yeah, we'll table that. It's no rush on those at all.
So, but I want to start off, and this is kind of going along with, we met in Florida. We lived in Orlando. We know how much we both hate this place. And there's a certain ride. There's a lot of videos from this ride. It's called a slingshot. And I think this is actually the one in Orlando, but this is just a death trap carnival ride they have set up outside. It's not in Disney. It's just near Disney. So anyone that can't afford to actually go to the park goes to this like carny death trap.
Have you ever seen
somebody from Florida?
Have you ever heard of this place called South of the Border? It's on I-95. Okay, so you probably have never done this trip. It's on I-95. I think right before you get to Florida. It's like in the bottom part of Georgia. It's a place called South of the Border, and it has like this giant racist ass Mexican with a big ass fucking like sombrero on his head, like a sleepy Mexican with a sombrero on his head, like that you can go inside of. Like it's like a tower. So like as a kid, you see all these billboards coming up like South of the Border, South of the Border. And you're like, Mom and Dad, can we please go? Can we please go? And like you get closer and closer. So it's like, all right, fuck it, we'll go. You get to South of the Border. They have like donkeys and shit as like a petting zoo or some shit, right? And then like maybe like one ride, like that ride that you sit in and it like goes in a circle and it like swings you like this way and that way, but it's just like you like get to the edge and it'll like push you this way and then you go around and you go this way or whatever, right? So it's one of those, and then there's this giant statue of a Mexican with a sombrero on his head that you can go inside of. It's like the Eiffel Tower of a Mexican, dude. Like literally, like you get inside of it, you go up to the top. And it's like you can look around and shit inside of his hat, pretty much. But like, and then they sell fireworks, and then
Oh,
that's
I
it.
thought they were gonna say there was like a Mexican restaurant. I was like, Jesus Christ.
They might have Mexican. I don't know, but like legitimately, dude, like it's the most fucked up like tourist attraction stop that you can ever go to. I wish that you had been there before, because if you ever been, you like when you leave, like you just feel like you got took. Like you ever been to like one of those like carnival freak shows and they're like Snake Woman or something like that, and then you go in there and it's like a lady with paint on her or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like
Or just
something
like some
goofy as
chick
hell.
with a beard glued to her face.
Right.
It's like, man.
Right, and then you just walk out laughing, so then everybody sees you laughing, so then it's like, man, what's in there? And then they want to go too. That's what south of the border legitimately is on the road, dog. Like, it's like, oh man, the kids want to go. Like, all right, we'll stop. And then you wind up buying like a sparkler for a 3-year-old, and then like some. It's just like I'm sure they got to make millions of dollars, dude, because it's such. They have the greatest billboards. It looks so hot.
That's what they spend all their money
there.
on. They're like, we can't buy new rides, but we can get people to pay just to get into this mother. I bet there's a big ass wall, so you can't see what's actually in the. Can you see what's in there before you buy the ticket?
You can see the Mexican from the road, but you can't see anything else.
See, there you go. They're like, oh, I wonder what else is up. But like with the statue, it's just like a guy selling water and just the statue.
Yeah.
And that's it.
And fireworks, bro. Like literally, like you can walk around it in all of like 10 minutes. Like it's the greatest tourist stop ever. But I just wanted to let you know about south of the border because we were bringing that up. But
well,
let's see this.
So this is not south of the border. This is this is Orlando. This is on like what's that one big like area, right? International Drive or something.
Yeah.
So I think it's like right off there. I know I've seen this. So this video shows you not only what it's like to go on this ride. Most of the videos you see from it are people like passing out because they just like scream so much, and then they'll just like pass out and wake up, and it's funny. This is why two things. Why I hate Orlando is shows you these people paid good money to be on this ride, and what you're about to see happen to them. So that's fucked up. And two, it's like this shows me as like I used to be a little fat boy, and it shows you as a fat kid the things you're afraid of. Like, I wonder if this is okay for me. This kid trusted all the adults, all the people around him, including the woman he's bolted into this shit with, and what you're about to see happen. So let me share the screen here. I'll put this on. We'll clip this out so people who are listening or watching on the YouTube can see this too. But here, let me share my screen first. So can you see my screen, Aaron?
Yeah.
Okay. So right now you're seeing two people, a white woman and her, I think it's her like nephew, but this kid's very fat. I was not this fat, but he's a fat little kid, little chubster. And obviously he's already scared. So I'm going to start this. So I'm going to bring it back just a little bit. You can hear what he says. So let's go through here, start. Hold on, sorry. Let me just go back a little bit further.
Hold up, are you sure it won't fall out? No chance. No
So
chance.
basically what he said was, there's no chance I could just fall down and die off this. And this woman that's with him is like,
Fall down and die, but Janice.
this kid's having a panic. He goes, Janice! And he's having a little panic attack. So let's just go ahead. I'm going to start this. So he's scared. And they're getting the ride ready. They're getting it ready. He's happy. They're taping these people. He's trying to do his best. Okay?
So brave.
So they look. So they're going, right? Look at him. He's slipping. He's slipping even further.
Oh God.
This lady's a psycho. She's just laughing.
I mean, he needs to put his arms down because if his arms slip out, he's gone, bro.
Janice.
Then she looks over. Like, yeah, shut your fat ass up. Shut your fat ass up, bitch. Oh God.
So basically, the moral of this story is, don't go on a ride if you're overweight or you think there's even a question if it's a carny ride. don't trust any of your aunts or uncles to take care of you when they're just having fun.
Okay.
And
So
Orlando is just the biggest piece of shit. Like, everyone around here is laughing at this poor kid who, I guarantee you, maybe this is like 10 years ago, whatever. This kid now still remembers this moment. It's probably like a
I'm
seminal
sure.
moment in his life where he's just is terrified of ride. He'll never ride a ride again.
Yeah, I mean, that's partly the reason why I never force anybody to get on rides or roller coasters when they go to amusement parks with me, because it's like, I know it's not for everybody. You know what I mean?
No.
Like, I don't really like them that much. Like, I get on them, but like, when I get off of them, I'm like, God damn, I feel a little queasy, you know what I'm saying? But I just, it's like, fuck it, it's fun though, you know what I mean? But dude, exactly with that, those doom towers or whatever they call them, where it's the ride where you go up on like the elevator real high and they just drop you straight down and then it's the end of the ride, right? So it used to be this place, I think it was called like Adventure Island or something. I can't remember the exact name, but it was basically like a bootleg Six Flags that's in Maryland. And my aunt lives up there, so like she loved roller coasters. So as a kid, we would
Action
always go to
Park,
this
dude.
place.
They made a movie about that.
I think that's the name of it. Yeah. So like we would always go there, right? And so like one day we're going and we had just got off of that tower. And as we're going, like my cousin that doesn't ride rides, it was like holding our bags and stuff. He's like, he runs up to us all excited and we're like, man, what's up? He's like, look. He points over to this woman. She had to be all of 450, dude. Like she basically looked like a big ass circle with legs, right? Like huge, dude. And she goes and she's gonna get on this ride. And like we were gonna leave. Like we literally were like gonna go to another ride. My cousin is like, we have to see this. So like already this is fucked up because we're sitting there plotting on this woman's demise, bro. Bro, she gets in and you know how like they got the little seat that goes over you like this on your chest, right? And then like it's supposed to like click down at the bottom or whatever. She was so fat, I guess it didn't click at the bottom. So she just had it like over her chest, like literally like it's like just this much of her body. It's like she's this big where like it can't even like she's out so far that it can't even close down on her. You know what I'm saying? So like, dude, like it's just like maybe like her top of her breast and her neck is in this thing, dude.
Jeez.
And the whole so like we're watching this. The guy that's in charge of the ride is like some kid in high school, so he's like whatever. He lets the chick on the ride because I would have if I was riding the ride and I saw that lady, I would have been like, yo. Man, I'm not trying to embarrass you or nothing, but
if they're that fat, like, why would you let them on? Like, you gotta know you're about to kill somebody.
And like, let me just even add to more of this. Like, this was like a black lady, and she was one of them black women that had the fat lady aura to her, where it's just like, hey, y'all motherfuckers, y'all got me on this ride, y'all crazy. I'm gonna do it, but I'm just letting y'all know I don't be doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, just being obnoxious. Everything, right? So everybody can see this, and like all the people in the line, eyes are this big, looking at her like, this bitch really about to get on this shit. We're off to the side watching like this shit crazy, right? So like, bro, she goes up there, and you know how those rides are. The start of it is no big deal. You're up there. So they drop her, dog, and the second that this thing lets her go, you just hear, oh my god, oh shit, oh god. Right, like just cussing, fussing, everything, bro. She gets out of this ride when it hits the ground. Her eyes are as big as saucer plates, dude. And she literally was in this thing like hanging by her chin. Like she got out of it, like her whole half of her body is out the chair. Like she's like slid out the chair and like her chin is hanging in there like that fat boy was. But bro, like I remember seeing that being like, I just was expecting to see her body go flying off the side of that thing and just literally splat on the side of the concrete. Dude.
At least like that, isn't it in like a self-contained like thing? There's like walls.
Bro, she would have. No, there was no walls. Like the way it was set up was that it like the seat held you in. You know what I'm saying? Like
I get what you're saying. I can picture what you're saying now. I get what you mean.
Like it's like the roller coaster seats that flip down on you and shit. But she was so big that like when you're a certain width, like it's only gonna come down but so much. You know what I'm saying? So like literally, dude, like her fat risked her life and saved her life in that moment, because if she had been any smaller, she would have slipped, or she had sweated a little bit and got wet, she would have slipped out of that bitch. And I'm telling you, like, she would have landed on the crowd of people in the line and killed like 5 people below her, dog. Like it would have been like dropping a wrecking ball.
Strikes. As
bro, it was
woman killed 30 people.
What's so fucked up about it though is that literally every person saw this about to happen and nobody said,
they wouldn't say anything.
Big ass off that shit.
I mean, nobody would. That's what's fucked up. As a fat person, it's like nobody's gonna tell you not to do it. They just trust like either you're so embarrassed that you're not going to do it, or it's clear like Ralphie May was never going to get on a roller coaster because he knows you motherfucker, you too fat.
Bro, this lady pretty much had a heart attack in front of everybody, like, from what I could tell. Like, she got off that ride, like, she put her feet back on the ground and was, like, sweating from head to toe. I was just like, oh, my God, bro. We just saw a miracle. Straight up.
Well,
but, yeah, dude.
This is a great pivot point, Aaron, because we're talking about fat people, right? So there's negative fat, right? There's people that are so fat, they can't do anything. They can't even ride a fucking roller coaster like that fat little boy because you might kill yourself or make us laugh when we're watching you do it. So there's that. Or there's this. So for anybody that doesn't know, and I apologize, I think Mark Henry, and maybe I'm just going to look this up right now. Mark Henry was an Olympic weightlifter, and he was also a WWE superstar.
He was known as the strongest man in the world.
I'm sorry. Apologize. According to Google, Mark Henry is not dead. He was born in 1971, so he's still alive. So we're not talking ill of the dead. And this is a very positive fat message. So Mark Henry, Olympic powerlifter, WWE superstar, badass. He, a long time ago, and probably the height of his fame when he was in the Nation of Domination or one of those things, he went to an NBA basketball game. And they asked him at some point in the game if he could dunk a basketball for him. So me, just to give you a little background, especially Aaron knows this too, Aaron and I used to play basketball. I've been playing basketball until I got cancer. I played basketball my whole life as just like an amateur. But I've never dunked a ball unless it was a lowered rim or I jumped off something. My fingers have grazed the rim. I've been in shape enough to jump high enough to grab the rim and hold it and pull myself up. Like if a ball gets stuck in like that, that little area against the backboard. I've been able to do that, but I've never been able to fucking dunk a basketball. I've always wanted to dunk a basketball, and I've always envied anybody that got close or was smaller than me that I could see even having the possibility to dunk a basketball when I know I can't. So I'll never dunk a basketball. Aaron, maybe you could. I don't think you will, but maybe you could. I don't doubt it.
At the height of my most in shapeness, I set a goal to try to dunk a basketball. And I remember I was going to the court like every other day trying to like take jumps and stuff. And as I got close, I did get close enough to where I could like get the ball in my hand and get it up over the edge of the rim, but I could never throw it down. You know what I'm saying? Like I would always get hung like trying to get that last couple of inches. So I feel like if I had, maybe a little bit more drive in my life, I might have stuck with it. But I just always felt like I was good enough playing basketball without dunking that I didn't keep trying to do it because I was hurting my knees and shit too. So it's an endeavor. For those of you that aren't blessed with natural jumping ability, you know what I'm talking about. And those that are blessed with natural jumping ability, fuck you.
Yeah, fuck all of you. Especially the ones that are like 5'10", like those little guys that can just like
I was about to tell you.
elevate, like a Nate Washington type dude that's like, he shouldn't even be able to play basketball at all, but this motherfucker can jump over my head and dunk a basketball.
One of the last times I played basketball was out here, and like we have like this exchange program at the restaurant I used to work at where they would bring people from like the Philippines to come and work in the restaurant and stuff so they could like come to America. And they wanted to play ball with me one day, so I took them to this court, and some other people were out there. And there was this one kid out there, bro. He didn't have a shirt on. He was probably like maybe 5'6". And I remember he went to go get a rebound. And when he jumped in the air next to me, I didn't jump. His ankles, like I literally saw his basketball shoes click together in the air by my earlobe.
Oh my God.
Like I was like, and this kid was shorter than me. I was like, this dude has his feet by my eyes. Like, how are you jumping this high? Like, this is crazy.
It makes you feel like shit because it's like I feel pretty like I don't feel, at least when I was playing basketball, enough to like play with other people and just not shoot around, that I was competent enough that I wasn't going to be like the guy where it's like, man, fuck, I don't want this fuck on my team. Like, I'm tall, I can get rebounds, I can play defense. If I have to, I can shoot. I can't handle the ball that well, but I can get low and do what somebody with a big ass and who's tall can do. So I can do that. But I can never dunk.
Charles Barkley game.
Exactly.
All day.
I took Shaq and Charles Barkley game. I had no body like them or ability like them, but I used the ass technique, and I would just back people in that were smaller than me. So that's my expertise. I never, even as a young kid, as when I was not as fat, you know, when Michael Jordan was like at the height of all of it, just killing it, and everyone's like, I want to be like Mike, and all my friends and I would play basketball. Never thought I could dunk. White Men Can't Jump came out. Love that movie. It's one of my favorite movies. Not only does the title tell you flat out, the whole movie is basically about how white people suck at basketball and can't play as well as anybody else. I mean, Woody Harrelson does dunk a basketball at the end of it, but that's Hollywood.
Billy Hoyle. Okay, Billy. Now, can you count to 10, Billy?
That's where the magic comes in.
Well,
That movie would have
I
stopped
will-
in real life before that,
Oh,
when he
yeah.
lost all the money and couldn't dunk. Remember when they win all the
Oh,
money,
yeah.
and they're like, all right, you got 3 chances, dunk the basketball. It would end there because that guy would have tried once, bricked it to the point where you fall backwards and like hurt yourself, and then that's it. It would have been over with. That was the end of the movie.
Yep, that's pretty much what stopped my dunking dreams. Was I pretty much almost did that. I caught myself luckily, but I almost slammed whole back flat on concrete, and I was like, man, this just
Not
ain't
worth
worth
it.
it, bro. I'm not. I was like 28 at the time, anyways. Like, I'm not going to the league, guys. Like,
We're not blessed
just-
like that. So all that being
Yeah.
said, you know, there's different people that can jump. There's different people that can't. Me personally, always wanted to, seen people dunk, seen white people dunk. Never could.
Yeah.
So when I found this video of Mark Henry, a 400-pound man, I don't know his height, whatever, but he's 400 fucking pounds.
He had to
So-
be like 6 foot. He had to be like 6 foot tall. He
Probably.
ain't that
He's
tall.
probably. Well, actually, I have his page up. Let's see what it says on Google. He's 6'4". So he's
Okay, he's
2
pretty
inches
tall.
taller than me, or whatever, give or take. So Mark Henry gets called out, and you know this could be a big L for him. Maybe he can't dunk a basketball. That's what I was thinking. I was like, oh, Mark Henry slam dunks a basketball at 410 pounds. That can't be true. This has to be some kind of joke. So Aaron, let me share my screen again. Prepare to be supremely disappointed in your own athletic ability after you watch this. So,
Well,
do you
I just
see-
want to see how far away he runs from the jump.
bro, he doesn't even he almost does it from a dead stop because he's so
What?
fast he can't run. So just watch this. So you could see my screen right now, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mark Henry looking straight, 90s as fuck in that denim.
I was about to say,
shirt.
looking like he just came from the buffet.
So he's fat as fuck. He's eating in the video right now. He's eating
Yeah,
a
wiping
giant plate of
chicken.
ribs right now.
Oh God, wiping ribs off his mouth. Oh, Jesus.
So here's him, okay? All right, he's walking. He ain't running. He's going to get up ahead of steam. So if I'm looking at the screen right now, right, can you see this?
Yeah, I can see it.
He's at the free throw line, but he has not started moving, right? We all agree on that.
Yeah.
All right, let's hit play and see what big old Mark Henry does. Look at that. That's 410 pounds, dude.
Man.
He dunked.
He took like 3 steps.
So he's not running at this point. He took a little stutter step and took like 3 steps and did that shit. Off of 1 foot, I think.
He is too damn big.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive because even when I
No,
at
he
the
was
height
off
of my
both
dunking,
feet. He was off of both feet.
Yeah.
But even so, I mean,
that's
goddamn.
yeah. That's incredible because even at the height of how high I could jump, I had to run from like half court to even get close to trying to get up there. So that's crazy.
So
That's crazy.
There you go. Everybody out there, if you can't dunk a basketball and you're like, man, I can do this, maybe you can.
Well,
but then
I feel like
you're like me and Aaron, and you can't. But there's somebody fat as fuck out there like Mark Henry who can just ball you the fuck up and just dunk, posterize you to your face at 410 pounds. So just know that.
2 things. First off, about Mark Henry, I feel like he was a power lifter, so maybe his legs got some extra muscle down there, and that's what's propelling them up there. You know what I'm saying? Because part of being able to jump high is muscle strength. You know what I mean? But on the flip side of that, when I was in high school, dude, I think I was a freshman. Yeah, I had to be a freshman. Yeah. there was this white dude that went to my school. I did not know who this guy was, but every time I would see him, he was always in the gym and he would be shooting and stuff. But I never actually like saw him like really play ball. You know what I'm saying? So the next semester I took gym and he was in my gym class. And he was a cool dude. But bro, this motherfucker could do every move from N1 basketball. So like he was probably like 300 pounds. Like he was like your height, fat as hell, and he could ball, dog. Like I literally have seen him do like the skip to my Lou, like put the ball behind somebody's head and throw it in the air, and then they turn around and you think the ball's gone, and then like catch it in your shirt and throw it around your back in the shirt and shit. And then like, you know, the one where you spin it on your finger and you roll it around your arm and around the back of your neck and shit. I've seen him do that in a game to somebody, like literally like crossed him up, put the ball on his arm, did a spin around his back, and then did a layup like this, like flipped it off the back of his hand and laid it up into the rim. Like crazy shit, dude. Like I thought that he could only ball like that, right? Because I was like, yeah, you know, you can do all those tricks and stuff, but you can't really play. I'm at the YMCA one day, and like this YMCA where I used to live in Virginia was right up the street from my house, and like all the kids would go there, or they would play in the park next to it. So like everybody from my high school kind of came there. I saw him in there one day, and it's like a black guy, his like brother, and then this like tall white dude, and then me, that white guy, and another kid from our school are in there, and they're like, oh, let's play 3-on-3. Bro, this guy could play like real basketball too. We get in a 3-on-3 game. And he is like boxing out, setting screens, throwing me like no look passes and shit. I was like, bro, this is the coldest white dude I've ever seen play
And
ball.
he was fat.
And if you saw this guy, he had titties down to like his stomach, dog, like straight up. Like you would never in your mind think that guy could ball like how he could ball. Like if you just saw him, you'd be like, there's no way this guy could play. Beast, dude. Straight beast. But, oh, that reminds me of another cat I used to know. Came to my barbershop. Name was Tiny. This dude had to be 700 pounds, bro. He looked like Mark Anthony, basically, like except shorter. Like he probably was like my height, like maybe like 5'10", 5'11"-ish, but like easily like 400 pounds, dude. And like I remember he was he was sitting in the I'm sorry, he wasn't my height. He was probably like 6'5". I take that back. This dude Tiny was huge. I'm thinking of another guy that bought me up one day on the street that did this to me. Because a 400-pound man did beat me in basketball, but he did your move. He just bodied me the entire time. And I was like 15.
That's what fat person basketball move, dude. That's how you have to live.
Like he was dirty, bro. Like, cause I remember we were playing 2-on-2 with my homie. And my homie probably only weighed like 120 in high school, and like I probably weighed like 150, right? But like he's sitting there bodying me down, and like I'm literally like all my force holding this dude back with two hands, just fouling the shit out of him. And he's like gets stuck at one point, and he says to his homie, he's like, "Hey, help! And he goes to fake like he passes. He does a fake pass, bro. I almost fell, like broke my neck. And he just turns around and shoots the ball, and I'm just like, oh, God. Like,
oh no!
It's like not only is he huge, he's savvy too. He's over here hitting all these tricks on me and shit. But like this dude Tiny, bro, he's in the barbershop. It's like 6'5". He stands up out this barber chair. His head's like almost to the ceiling. This dude is huge, and like I'm just like, holy crap! And like, and he leaves, and everybody's like, oh, you don't know about Tiny, man? Like, yeah, that dude is a legend out here, man. He's like the greatest football player and basketball player like this nation has ever seen. But he fucked his knees up and shit, bro. I would have loved to see this guy play ball because he was like, it was literally like watching Shaq, dog. Except if Shaq was the most morbidly obese person you ever seen in your life, like it was crazy.
Now.
Yeah, pretty much. Man, speaking of Shaq, what happened to Shaq's voice, dude? Like, I remember he always had, like, a deep voice, and he would always kind of be like, yeah, you know, we did a good job with the game.
I think somebody made him, he had a vocal coach, and they were like, if you're going to be on TV, you can't be marble mouth like that.
It's even worse, though, now. Because if you see him on TNT, now it's like he's, like, hoarse and a deep voice. It's like, yeah, Chuck, shit, Chuck, you don't know about it. It's like, why is your voice so hoarse, dude? Like, what's wrong with you?
That TNT, the NBA, like, the telecast shit, like all the announcers they have, like I get their NBA legends, but
it's so trash, dude.
You couldn't pick a room full of some dumbass motherfuckers to be arguing on. Like him and Charles Barkley going against each other. It's like, who agrees with this?
It's like, first off, why are you arguing with Charles Barkley? Because everybody knows he says crazy shit, so it's not even worse.
He wants to fuck with you. Like he's just a troll. He's like one of the original trolls.
Right, I'm not a role model, like legitimately, like he is the first troll, pretty much. But then on the flip side of that, but you know who's even worse than them? Have you ever seen, I think it's CBS's telecast of football games with Jim Brown, Bill Cowher, Nate Robinson, and Tony Gonzalez? Oh
Why is
my
Nate
God.
Robinson like on all? Like, is he just that? They're like,
He
we need a
actually
guy
can
that's
talk.
beautiful and can talk, but it's like
He
I
actually
could have
can
thought
talk.
of like 50 other guys that I would think before Nate
Yeah.
Robinson gets
I mean,
up
I would say the person that should be on him because he works for NFL Network is Randy Moss, because Randy Moss is
there. Oh,
funny
yeah.
as shit, and he's actually like has fun while he talks about stuff. But dude, I remember one episode, like it was like when they first started this team on CBS, and like they're all messing up their lines, like literally it's live being telecast, and like Tony Gonzalez like is talking about a highlight and he starts stumbling and stuff, and then Bill Cowher, he always messes up, he barely can talk, you know what I'm saying? So he'll be like, and then like he's saying like people's names wrong and stuff. So like they all do so bad, right? That Jim Brown, because he actually is a TV guy, at the end he's like, he literally says this live. He says, "All right, well, looks like we finally got through all that. Hopefully we'll get a little better." And then, like, we're gonna cut to this now, and then he goes away. But like,
That's one
it was
thing I'm
so
glad
bad.
I don't have cable because I don't have to sit through. Because I used to, because I like NFL, I would like want to watch the pre games, but it was always like annoying to you either watch them like ESPN, NFL Live, or Fox or CBS, and it was like not. NBC kind of does good because they have that primetime show, and I kind of like some of the people they have, but the only commentator who I like is Tony Romo. I really think
that
he's
is
good
true.
at that.
No, he found his job, bro. He's a way better announcer of football than a player of football.
It's crazy though, because you can tell it's like, oh, so he was smart. That's what an intelligent quarterback can do, is analyze and know when a play's coming. But that's how much pressure a quarterback's under, is somebody who's that good at it as he is still had to run for his life and couldn't. If you can predict that shit as well as he could, he should have been flaming people. But that just, it can't happen in the NFL.
Well, you know what I will say to his credit is his last like 3 seasons where he really was playing good, like where he wasn't hurt or anything, he actually was reaching like the best he's ever played. You know what I mean? Because like he's one of those guys where he didn't start right away, so he like started playing when he was like 28 anyways. You know what I'm saying? So like he was already kind of old when he started playing. But when he like got in like his like mid 30s, bro, I saw a change in him. Like legitimately, he got better. Like you could tell he could see that stuff on the field. But then he broke his back, and then it was like just trying to deal with that. You know, it was just like, you know, you don't want to take another hit after getting your back broke, dog. And then he broke it again. So, I mean, that was the thing with that. So
get those fucked up injuries.
Yeah,
where you get like,
but he would get them.
You'd have like a fucked up rib the whole season and shit. Where it's like,
but he would get them from his own fault. Oh yeah, but it would always be his own fault, dude. Because like he would always like, it wasn't like he could just go down. Like most quarterbacks, if you see Tom Brady didn't do nearly as much crazy shit as Tony Romo used to try to do, dog.
That's
Tony
why
Romo literally,
around.
Tony Romo literally, I've seen him spin off of tackles and then try to run for a first down, and it's like, that is Terrell Suggs behind you, bro. Like he's gonna catch you and he's gonna murder you. Like stop. And that's how he got hurt. Like literally, somebody caught him from behind. Like he's thinking he's wide out, open in the road, like about to run, and somebody came up behind him and knocked the shit out of him. It's like, yeah, because you're old, bro. What are you doing?
That's like that
why are you doing
where
this?
Mike Vick was playing for the Eagles. And it was just like that year where they had no line. So he was just taking like L after L. And you pointed it out to me, and now I use it as like an example. But it's like he got hit in the fucking like chest so hard that he was holding his head. He was like,
right.
It just
it's like you're
dragged.
Yeah, dude. You got shook. That was a car wreck right there. That's exactly what it was.
I mean,
a car
that
crash
seriously is basically what they're doing. That's why they get. I mean,
hell yeah.
Legit, why they get paid a lot of money. I think it's too. I mean, I don't think anybody
still don't make enough.
Paid that much, but I guess they should.
They don't make enough, dog. In my opinion, football players, they're the least paid out of any. Baseball players' money is guaranteed. Basketball players' money is guaranteed.
True. I mean,
like as a football player,
comparing
you don't get
them to like athletes, I'm saying like they're if you compare them to normal people, it's just like there's a doctor that's making $100,000 a year, and then there's some asshole, that's making like $1 million a year for.
It's like fucking Zeke Elliott just got like what 50 million guaranteed. It's like Jesus Christ, bro.
It's like I don't even know how I could find the motivation to play when I had that much money. Even just like a game check, I'd be like, oh, okay, well, I'm gonna go buy.
I'm sure there's got to be some clause where you have to still do all your responsibilities. Like if you stop going to game meetings and stuff, like I'm sure they can take that money back. They can take.
but they can't take those games. If you play in the game, you get the game.
Oh yeah, they can't take the game. Oh yeah, definitely not. Yeah,
They could probably
I
take
mean,
away you give you like fines and shit for not doing that, but a game check for like Ezekiel Elliott for that contract, like what is it? Was he making like $500K a game?
it's got to be something like that
Something like
easily,
that.
bro. Because I think in a year, I think like his contract is 50 guaranteed, but then each year I think he's getting like 16. So how do you break 16 million up over a game? It's got to be $1 million a game. See what I'm saying? Like that's crazy, dog. Every Sunday you get $1 million.
And I mean, really, that's what they're getting paid for. I don't really know, like you're getting paid that much, and I guess it's expected that you're going to show up to the office, but it's not like they're clocking in and they're like, oh, well, you weren't here on Friday, so we're going to take, whatever. Like they just get money.
I mean, I think they do have schedules though, where like they have to show up for like working out and the walkthroughs and stuff. But I mean, I feel like as a player, nobody's keeping the track of your workouts. So like, if you're just like, I don't feel like lifting that much today.
Bonuses for working out.
Oh, well, maybe that's part of it too. But I mean, is anybody like tracking your progress where it's like, oh, you lifted this much today, you lift this much tomorrow? Like,
probably
I don't think it's that.
So I think trainers do, but they have like, because I listen to Pat McAfee show, and he has
that dude is funny
name?
as hell.
AJ Hawk is like on his show a lot now. Like, maybe they're just friends. I don't really know why, but
I think they went to the same college.
Probably, but they both played in the NFL. Are like crazy motherfuckers too. So
yeah.
Like they'll talk about training, and AJ Hawk always talks about like going to work out, and he's like, you're getting fucking a bonus check for going to work out. So it's like,
oh, well, that's what's
up. If you're gonna give me $1,000 just to go work out, I'll do that shit all day. I should get a workout bonus for working out on my job.
See, I feel like players still aren't that smart though, because like if you were really intelligent, you would say, I need money for my medical stuff to stay at this level. For example, like I heard LeBron spends like $1 million a year on his own health and body stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Just like the food he eats, the trainers he goes to. Like I seen who was it? Harrison, right? The dude that's the crazy monster that used to play for Steelers. James Harrison, yeah. So like him, like I think he said he spends like $1 million a year. He goes and gets acupuncture like every couple of days and stuff. You know what I mean? But like I would write that into my contract where like y'all need to pay for this. Maybe they do. I don't know, but I wouldn't be paying for that.
That's when they're getting a negotiation. It's like, well, you could get X amount, but they're like, but then I got all these doctor bills and shit. So that's right. Like, I need this amount instead of that amount.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, like, if I was a football agent, I would be out there getting some straight killer contracts. Cause I'd be like, this motherfucker not gonna play, y'all. I don't care what y'all like, cause I just know, like, if I'm not getting my medical covered and stuff like that, and future medical stuff too, cause like, I saw that was like a big thing with the CBA this year. They're trying to get it so that like the ex players that are hurt and stuff can go back to the doctors now and stuff too, man. From you see how football players are,
need
bro.
To take care of those dudes because those are the guys not getting all the good technology the guys now are. So they're all fucked up.
Right, and it looks crazy when like you have the legend like Jim Brown and he's in a wheelchair. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like we get he's old, but at the same time,
they're all just like limping around. It's like seeing old basketball players. None of them walk normal.
Only one that I've seen that looks perfectly fine is Bill Russell, dude. Like Bill Russell looks like he's out still slaying puss, dude. Like straight up. Like,
yeah, he does kind of have that look where he just like got that
bro.
little shaft look.
Yeah, man. Yeah, bro. Yeah. Bill Russell look like he's still out there in them streets, bro. Like he hitting it hard. Like he's like, girl, you don't know who I am?
Yeah,
Bill Russell.
Let me put on this little YouTube clip off this real quick.
I got 11 championships. I can't even wear all my rings out in public. Girl, you crazy?
I started this dunking shit.
Hell yeah. Well, yeah, I was gonna say I think we probably covered a good amount of topics, man. We can do all of the other stuff next time if you want, man.
All right. Well, I guess this is episode 2, y'all. So
we've been running our mouth. Yeah, I think that was like an hour and a half.
Well, I guess keeping it to an hour is just gonna have to be we'll just give that a shot. That's like a suggestion, I guess. So.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, I watched the Joe Budden podcast, which they are on hiatus because of the virus and stuff. They don't want to go out the house, but I don't blame them. They live in New York, so
hell yeah,
everybody out there is fucking dying. But they do the same thing, man. Like sometimes they'll have an hour long, sometimes they have 2 hours, sometimes they have 5 hours, bro, damn near. So it's just kind of play it by ear. You know what I mean? If you're getting a good talk, because they be talking about like rap music and stuff, which I feel like you're not a fan of anymore, man. I feel like you don't listen
I
to
mean, we
music
can get
anymore.
into it. It's just not new shit. But if we want to talk about, we can have a Nate Dogg episode just in and of itself about
Oh, well, I
our
mean, yeah.
personal discovery of his back catalog and shit. But we'll
Well,
table that for the next episode, maybe.
for sure,
Don't
for
say I
sure.
don't like rap, motherfucker. It's just not new rap. I can't
I
listen to
mean,
that. And even then, I
the thing
can if the
is,
beat's hot. I just can't like listen to it
bro,
like I used to.
it's only a couple of new rappers I really listen to. Because like a lot of these new cats, they don't rap anymore. They all like yell, sing thing where they put that auto tune in their voice and they'd be like, being like, I've been rolling ever since Thursday, and like doing that shit. And I'm
Oh
just
yeah,
like,
like
I'm not.
Future and shit like that.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm not with none of that. Actually, as soon as I hear a song like that on somebody's album, I turn it off instantly. I'm just like, all right, enough of
Yeah,
this.
I mean, the new shit I listen to is just because when I'm working out, I put Spotify on, and
Yeah.
sometimes like a random new song will get put in there, and like some of them I like, but yeah, we can get into me being an old white man who likes old rap music some other time.
Cool. Excuse me. Yeah, shit. But yeah, man, that's episode 2 Ain't Life Funny. It's only gonna get crazier from here.
Hell
So
yeah.
y'all be ready.
All right, man. Well, it's good talking. Everybody, thanks for listening. Again, you can find us on Anchor FM at anchor.fm/ALF podcast. We have a YouTube page. You just have to search Ain't Life Funny podcast. Twitter handle is at Aint, AINT podcast. Facebook page, Instagram page, and you can also find us on Castbox. So we're trying to figure out other ways that we can publish this. We're going to get on Apple and hopefully be on iTunes pretty soon. But that's it, guys. Thanks for listening. Tell everybody, like, share, and send us your predictions for the Super Bowl, I guess. If there is one. Will there be a Super Bowl? And if so, who will be in the Super Bowl? How about that?
Yes. I like that. Odds.
All right,
Cool.
y'all. Aaron, good talking to you, bud. I'll talk to you later, man.
All right, man. Peace.
Peace.